You ever thrown up cold stuff?
Never.
No.
Oh, God.
Never.
I've done it. That's because I was already way too drunk, more drunk than I should have been. And then I had just fucking thrown down a Tecate. And then I just went outside. I was like, bleh, and that Tecate came right back out. And it was still cold. I was like, refreshing.
All right, we're rolling now.
You should leave that in.
I'm gonna.
Cold vomit stories are always great. Welcome to the Irrelevant and Illiterate Podcast. I am Fat Oatmeal Tits. That is Dead Balls across the street from me there. This is episode, what?
16.
16. And we're joined by my good friend Phil Parenti of New Jersey's Ground, one of the best bands working right now, who just opened for Dead Guy. So fuck you.
Again.
I've been playing in bands since I was 16, and I've been seeing Dead Guy since I was about 15, 16, and that was one of my bucket list bands to play with. And yeah, and you.
And guess what?
You beat me fucking to it, dude. You fucking piece of shit. How are you?
Not bad. How about you?
I'm not bad. You still Italian?
Yeah, still Italian.
Gross.
Sadly.
Mon.
So, before Tom picked me up today, I was watching murder shows with my mother, okay? You ever watch the murder shows, like the detective shows, the first 48?
Where are you talking? The
What?
mic's over there. Turn the mic towards yourself.
Are you going to step on my dick every time I try to tell a story?
If we can't hear the story, what's the point?
God damn it. You're a fucking...
There you go.
You're a nag. That's what you fucking are, dude. You're going to make someone a very awful wife one day. Anywho, so I'm watching murder shows with my mom. You ever watch the murder shows? All right. So it's like one of those hour-long ones, and we're like 40 minutes in, and I keep looking at this lady. She was a manager of a Roy Rogers. She got stabbed after work. And she was like just this hot-ass ginger, right? In the reenactments, and like the lady who was playing her in like the reenactments. I was like, damn. All right, yeah, Roy Rogers got some managers up. And then it flashed to the picture of like what she actually looked like. And I've never been more angry in my life.
Wait, were you crushing on the reenactor?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
like, but I figured at least like when you cast a reenactment, they should look like the other person.
At least
this girl had strawberry blonde hair, like that real reddish blonde hair. The actual real life girl, had that platinum hair where it looked like it was almost silver. They had this completely different facial structure. Like the girl in the reenactment was wearing glasses. The girl in the picture was not wearing glasses. Like nothing matched up. I'm just like,
They didn't even try.
like, you're
That's not even
taking-
close.
You're taking a lot of fucking freedoms with a dead girl. I was like, did you go to her family? Like, look, we're going to tell your daughter's story and get it out there so people can, maybe play it safe and avoid themselves getting murdered. Oh, by the way, your daughter's a fucking dog, and we're going to replace her with this fucking 8 over here. Are you cool with that? And you're like, Mom and Dad were like, we loved our daughter, but she was a bit rough on the eyes. Just like...
That's what I was about to ask you. What would you give the real manager at a 1 out of 10 scale?
Well, the murder took place in the 80s, so accounting for, the bangs, the feathered out hair and shit, for Roy Rogers' manager, a 10.
Wow.
If she was, working, a real, 9-to-5 suit and tie job, she'd still be a 7.
7.
But, the girl in the reenactment, seriously, do you know that actress Christina Hendricks?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Do I
look
know
like her.
Christina Hendricks?
Looked like her. I was like, this is
silly.
night and day. This one looks like Debbie Gibson. This one looks like Christina Hendricks. I was like,
God damn.
did you even try? You couldn't find any girl that could just stand. All that she really had to do was either lay on the ground looking like a corpse or pretend she was working on Roy Rogers. I'm like, you couldn't find any actress that could do that and slightly look like this girl here. I was like, yeah, you fucking kidding me. If you touch that one more fucking time, you fucking pest.
At least I didn't say anything.
You're a pest, dude. It doesn't matter. You bug me. You fucking bug me.
Bzzz.
Get
it?
out. Get the fuck out of here right now. So, I know you probably don't listen to this show because you probably have better things to do with your time, Phil. But you actually made my best of 2022, bud.
It's true.
How do you feel about having? Yeah. Sadly, you weren't number 1. Napalm Death beat you out.
Understandable.
But you were number 2 to Napalm Death, which is still saying something.
That's cool.
This is your second album you've done with them? With
Yeah.
Brown? How do you feel about this record? Are you more proud of it than More in Innocence?
Yeah, I like it more than the last one. To be honest, this is the third recording I ever sang on. Before this, I played bass on everything.
You hear that, Mayo? He said that all the records suck. This is the only good thing you've ever done.
It seems like people like More in Innocence more, though. Gotta be honest.
I don't like it more. I'm more used to it because I've listened to it over and over and over again for a long. I've only had habitual self-abuse for a couple months, so I'll revisit that same question in time. But
Yeah, only time will tell.
there's a lot of think of your favorite band, and they'll put out a new record, and you'll like it, but of course you're not immediately going to like it as much as something that came before it. Mm-hmm. But once you got your 100th listen under your belt, or it's been 5 years or so since it came out, you're all of a sudden like, yeah, I kind of like this almost just as much or more than.
Becomes your new favorite. Of
Yeah.
theirs, yeah.
Yeah, it's not the same as the one that came before, but you don't want that either. Mm-mm. You don't want your favorite band, to fucking just keep churning out the same fucking record.
I've thought about that a lot. Because, a band will put out your favorite thing, period.
Yeah.
And it can always be your favorite, but as a fan of that band, they'll put out something that's way better.
Yeah.
And then you acknowledge that, and you're like, you know what, I like this way more. That's still your favorite, but you're any new record that they've tried new shit on is objectively better.
That's actually 100% truth. With my favorite band is Helmet. And the album of theirs everybody screams and yells about is the album is Betty.
Oh, that's
the
true.
second LP.
Yeah,
one of my
the
favorite
LP
albums
after
ever.
that one. Mm-hmm. And at the time, that was my favorite record. And then Aftertaste came out, and I really liked it. But I didn't like it more than Betty. But then about, 10 years later, I was just thinking about in my head, which one do I go to more? Which one do I listen to more? Which one's in rotation more? Which one do I not skip any tracks at all? As much as I love Betty, there's songs I skip. Mm-hmm. I skip the Silver Hawaiian, I'm sorry. I skip Biscuits for Smut, I'm sorry.
Really?
But I do. But, so yeah, then I'm like, wait a minute. I like Aftertaste more than Betty. And then the other albums came out after. I liked all of them. I like everything they put out. But yeah, just... Your favorite record by your favorite band doesn't normally happen. You don't figure it out as soon as it comes out.
Rarely.
It's after you've been with that band and those records for a good clip of time till you realize which one really does hit you the hardest.
And then you've seen them a couple times too, usually. Yeah.
So while I love More Than Innocence, it's a great record, I'm not going to compare it or say it's better or worse than Habitual Self-Abuse until I have more time with Habitual Self-Abuse. But I don't really need to play favorites with it.
No.
It's it's not not to be a dick, it's not like you have 37 albums.
No.
So
Better off that way.
yeah. How did you end up joining that? Because the first time I saw Ground was at this venue, I don't remember what the fuck it was called, but they opened up for Siege.
Yeah, I was...
Boston. And I was like, and the next time I saw them pretty much was a couple months later down the line, and you were singing for them. I was like, why is Phil in this band now? I had no idea what happened. How the fuck did you end up doing that?
Yeah, so pretty much it was an accident, for lack of better words. I remember that Gerard Hall show with Siege. That was sweet.
That's what it was?
Yeah.
It's in Philly.
Yep.
Yeah, you had
on
to go
Gerard
to
Ave.
Philly. Yeah.
Pretty much, I was a fan of the band for 5 years.
Yeah.
And then John, singer, didn't want to do it anymore because he was too busy. And probably just got sick of Mayo, understandably. Not really, but... So yeah, after just hanging around them for 5 years, I played bass in this stupid band called Inhale before that. And right before our last show, our singer fucked off to D.C. just out of nowhere. So we had a last show booked. We didn't have a singer, so I sang at that show. And somehow Mayo saw the video and was like, you want to try out for Ground? And at first I was like, I can't do that. But then I said, it's worth a shot. And it worked out. And here we are 6 years later.
You just put out a great record. So,
did he fuck off to D.C. around maybe January 6th?
No, this was long
Took the
before
words
that.
right out of my mouth.
No, he's been long back in New Jersey, and he actually works for the state government now, so.
Cop.
Yeah.
Yep, he's a fucking Fed. Don't trust him, dude. He was trying to bring ground down to the ground.
But yeah, that's really just, it was an accident for the most part.
Jesus Christ. So, also, I got to break your balls about something else here.
Sure.
I've seen you guys like a million times. You guys are a great live band. Do you ever have, when are you going to pull Mayo aside and be like, look, you gave me the job. I'm the front man now. Shut the fuck up when we're on stage. It's my turn.
That's already happened, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, shortly after that show at Ortlieb's that you were at, where you were drunk off your ass.
What?
You were speaking more than any frontman there.
That's,
He was acting like a son of a bitch.
that happens when I'm sober, too.
I'm pretty sure John Lowe told you to shut the fuck up at one point.
John Lowe
during
tells me
Sundown.
to shut the fuck up a lot.
I mean, that's par for the course for Jordan, but when John opens his mouth,
oh, no, John tells me to shut the fuck up a lot.
fair.
He tells me that and to stop eating all his fruit snacks. But he brings delicious fruit snacks to fucking band practice. What do you want from me?
I'm only human, John.
It's the Welch's ones. They're not all sugary.
Oh,
Things are
man.
fucking good.
They are, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, give me more fruit snacks. And he was like, stop eating all the fruit snacks.
But yeah, after that Ortlieb show, I said to Mayo, like, yeah, I should probably talk more. And he's like, yeah, you should. So we kind of worked it out since.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, like Mike, you're not letting him get a fucking word in edgewise.
That's what it used to be. I used to try to talk, and he would talk over me. So eventually I said, okay, you can talk between songs.
Feel like, this next song.
Dude, nothing
This-
worse
this
than a
next
fucking
song-
guitar player with a mic.
This
I'm
next song
sorry.
is about like, Jesus, Mayo, give him a fucking minute.
Yeah, he's a really social guy. He can't help
He's a
himself.
good boy. I love your fucking drummer. I have no idea what his name is, but I love that fucking dude.
Oh, Zach?
He looks like he just crawled out of a campground. And for some reason, I think it's a good look, dude. He looks like he lives in a camper out of campground like year round.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I always thought he looked like your stereotypical HVAC guy.
Oh, true too.
And that's what he is, so it works out.
Like no matter how often he does laundry, he still has all those same stains on his jeans.
Still dirty
Yeah.
as shit, yeah. Still looking tired.
Bathes in Gojo, but still has dirty fingernails. Yeah,
Has lava soap in the house.
has it on his belt. That shit is magnificent. That's why I don't
It
have
really
fucking
is.
paint on my fingernails, baby.
The green shit. I love that shit.
Fucking Christ. See, no wonder Mike talks so much. Phil's a fucking dud over here. So, so people are telling you, like, to your face, that More Innocence is a better record.
Not to my face. You could just tell. And in all honesty, I thought so at first, too. I've only really had that comparison you made earlier about, like, oh, I started to like it more the more I listened to it.
Yeah.
The dude who put the record out, apparently when we first sent him Habitual Self-Abuse, he admitted later on, like, yeah, at first I was like, damn, this is kind of a letdown. And then he's like, I think I like it more now. And I was like, well, thanks, Cameron.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of do want that honesty from a dude who puts out your shit.
Well, it's his money, so.
Yeah.
And other bands shit.
And at least he didn't, like, I wasn't really into it. And I'm still not. You know, it's like, yeah, so you want to buy these other 50 copies off me? How the fuck did you get on a Dead Guy show?
They just asked us.
That
That
guy
was
asked
really
you.
it. No,
The promoter.
Oh.
someone
Jesus
with
Christ.
Decibel asked us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Brag.
that's Mayo, not me.
Jesus.
Sounds like Mayo's got the connections, I guess.
I guess I got to be nicer to Mayo.
He's the resident
Apparently.
cool guy in the band.
It's because he wears those flat brim hats, dude.
Well, his name has alliteration to it,
Oh, that's true, too.
also.
Well, so does Phil's.
That's true. But he has that one thing going, you know.
Oh. This Mediterranean fuck over here.
You handsome olive skin son of a bitch.
You swarthy bastard. You amorate right into my heart. Speaking of things that amorate right into my heart, other than cholesterol, I was looking at you know how no matter what you look at on like Instagram, like my main things I look at Instagram, there's two things: cooking shows hosted by kids with Down syndrome,
It's true. He sends me a lot.
And yo, for real, check out, it's Getting Down with Sean and Marley. It's a great fucking page, dude. And there's another one, I forget the name of it, but it's this kid that just grills. It's just kid with Down syndrome just grilling shit. He's the fucking man. And each video, like, it's a different, it's all of the same shit. It's some kind of meat patty with gravy on it. But one of the, he yells each of his steps. He's like, making the burger. And then, like, but one of the steps he always goes, washing my damn hands. every time it just fucking gets me. So I either watch that stuff or Norwich Terrier videos. So, but somehow my algorithm still comes up with those stupid videos where it's like some girl with a gigantic ass. And she's like got like this, she's waving like a pan over her stove. It's like, would you let her cook you breakfast? And it has like her at on it. Mm-hmm. And you're like, first off, that pan's empty, so she's probably stupid. But, so I'm looking at it, I'm like, first off, no, I'm not a breakfast person. I'm more of a early lunch guy. And I'm like, that ass is so big. Do you think those girls have wiping problems?
I used to think that when I was younger and I started to notice how huge black girls' asses were compared to white girls.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wonder how that is on the toilet. Especially those, like, for lack of a better word, like Walmart-bodied people.
Oh, dude.
I'm like, damn.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine the dumps they take.
The Walmart whiteys, dude, when they can't even fit on the fucking jazzy scooters.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
But here's the thing. Those ladies, even if they had smaller or more like the white lady secretary spread shelf ass, you'd still imagine her to have like streaks on her underwear. But I'm talking about those girls that are like fucking those fucking gorgeous girls that have like just wearing tiny ass shorts. Do you ever think like they probably have skid marks too?
Oh yeah, they're human. They must.
I mean, because their arms are normal sized. So just to get around back to the portal, it takes a lot. So unless she has a bidet or like a rag on a stick, Bart Simpson style, it's like how much would it bum you out? Like all of a sudden, like you just fucking somehow you talked it up with one of these girls, and you're going home from the bar with her, and like you wake up in the morning, you're like, man, I can't believe I pulled that shit off. And you look down, there's her panties right there by your shoes. And it just looks like someone was off-roading in them. It's just like, Jesus Christ. That's gotta be, or like, you know, after those little stupid photo shoots where they're wearing like they're wearing like tiny boxer shorts while they're pretending to cook or whatever the fuck they're pretending to do in the video. Like the guy's like, all right, well, we'll take the wardrobe back now and you can go put your street clothes on and shit. And they're just like,
yeah, no problem.
Hands it back, and the guy's just like, the fuck?
Like, yeah, we gotta damage a pair out.
Like, why is there clumps of grass in it? Like, what the fuck is happening?
My God, what you're talking about actually brought back a really bad memory from when I was younger. You're going to like this. Probably 2012 or 13, I worked at Staples when I was in college, and I worked with a bunch of fucking degenerates there. So I went to Atlantic City with them one time. I was like freshly 21, 22, and one of them picked up a hooker. They all had a room. We all slept in said room. He went back to the room with the hooker. So we came back at the end of the night, and they're just sitting in there watching TV. He's got his clothes back on. She's naked.
Okay.
So,
I paid for this time. You're going to sit here, and you're going to watch Jewel of the Nile with me.
Naked.
I don't know why she didn't move on to her next person, but that's besides the point. So I walk in, I'm drunk as fuck. And
I mean, I could probably guess why.
I hope you guys will come back with some money, too.
She takes a look at all of us and gets up to get her clothes to leave. So as she's leaving, she slides to the edge of the bed, and she's got that big Walmart ass, like you said. I swear to God, we flicked the lights on. There was a fucking skid mark right across the comforter.
Hell
Everyone
yeah.
started screaming. I slept in my car after that. It was done.
I would have hit that shit like a line of fucking yak, dude.
Never went out with those guys again.
I would hit that shit like it was Tony Montana's desk, dude. It's like, that's fucking great. Just left a fucking oil spill on the sheets.
It was one of those things you looked at and you had to like second guess, like, shit, is this real? Shit, that is real shit. Like,
Was she wearing muddy boots?
Man.
Maybe that's why she got up and left so early, because she was like probably enjoying a nice program. with her John.
You mean to tell me she wasn't booked out for the night with other clients? Come on.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. I've been propositioned at Atlantic City, and I'm not a man of standards at all, you know. And Atlantic City, like, some things will come like, oh, you know, how you doing tonight, baby? And I'm just like, oh, it's just, there's some creatures, dude.
Oh, yeah.
But if you only have like $35 in your pocket at the time, you know, it's a bargain. You do what you gotta do. And it's not like you gotta clean the sheets.
Not in a hotel-motel situation.
No. Someone's abuela's gotta do it. When she's not making her homemade salsa or her TikTok videos, she's fucking gotta clean those sheets.
Can you imagine what the cleaning crew in some of those hotels like see?
Do you know what?
can.
I didn't learn this until recently. Like, I've been like hoteling and shit. Like when we would go out on tours and stuff like that. I didn't know you're supposed to tip the staff.
Are you supposed to?
We're not. You don't have to tip most people technically, but it's a thing that a lot of people do, is they tip the cleaning ladies that come in after you leave the room.
Oh, like leave them like a 10 or something?
Like a 10 or a 20 or something like that. And I've left some hotel rooms in some real disarray. I'm not talking about like, I'm not like shitting and barfing all over. I've thrown up in bathtubs before, but it's mostly just like, it's just things thrown all over the place, like, you know, towels everywhere and stuff like that. But I didn't know you were supposed to do that. So all the time I've been playing music out of state, I've been a shitbag and not tipping these people.
Well, apparently me too. That was news to me just now.
Yeah, I was today years old when I learned that.
Yeah.
That sounds like something my mom would do and just not tell anybody about it. So I don't think I've ever learned that until now. I've heard of people tipping staff in like nice hotels. Like,
I'd be more inclined to do it in shittier hotels.
Fair.
Because I figure the nicer places, they're actually getting paid a wage.
Maybe.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
They could also be making $12 an hour like everybody else.
Yeah.
Just because the hotel is nice doesn't mean that they're a fan of paying their employees well.
I mean, as long as they're not like following me out the door, shaking their head and looking at me like, "What did you do?" And like, I'll give them money.
Why?
I have no problem tipping them. I have no problem with the concept of tipping them. I just didn't know that was something you should do.
I simply didn't know.
I had no fucking clue.
Yeah, no clue.
And I always pride myself on tipping well.
Yeah, same. I try.
Like 20% minimum all the time. And sometimes even more than that.
I usually will go more because it's easier to do the math.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm really bad at math. So I was like, well, it's kind of $50, you know? So, so now I'm like, fuck. Like, I felt like guilty as shit for like a while. So now I've made up next time I'm in La Quinta. I'm fucking dropping some cash, dude. But also I steal towels every time I go.
Why wouldn't you?
Because
they're the best towels.
Nothing's better than when you're on stage the next day. It's hot as fuck in that venue.
And you got
a fresh fucking towel.
That's a great point.
That is one of the highlights of my life.
I never even thought to do that.
I will actually seek out the cart that they push around with all the toiletries and the bedding and stuff on it, and I don't take like the big bath towels. I take like the hand towels and shit.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So you're just like up there, like it's a gross ass dingy venue. You got grit in the back of your neck. Just it's a game changer.
Man, I was doing it wrong all these years. Who knew?
Tour towels, dude. So yeah, I haven't been fucking. So next time ground goes out, you better be tipping my abuela when she's cleaning up your fucking oil slicks off the sheets.
That's somebody's Tia.
Yeah. And I guarantee you, your fucking drummer leaves some fucking oil slicks, dude.
Yeah, definitely the most likely.
He's definitely a Valdez, dude. He's fucking up some gulfs. He's fucking up some gulfs.
I think
There's some fucking baby seals getting scrubbed down after he gets in there, dude.
Absolutely.
Dude.
Dawn's stock goes like this.
Yeah, but I was just thinking about it. That it's funny, like, because you said there's like those ladies that shop at Walmart that have big old asses. I expect them to have shit stains. I expect it. I would be more shocked to take one of them home, pull her panties off, and not see one.
And it's just pristine.
Just squeaky clean.
But when it's some fucking, what do you call them? What do the kids call them these days? Those thoughts? You know? Like, you get one of them home, and all of a sudden she's like, ah, hee, 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 and like she pulls them shits down, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, who melted a Lindor truffle in your underwear? You fucking... Now, that being said, you get one of them at home, and you do pull them down, and there is the melted Lindor truffle, or even like half a Toblerone just chilling in her fucking shorts. Do you proceed?
Depends.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, it super depends.
I would ask her one question first before I made my decision. How do you feel about shower sex?
Fair enough. I've been a pile of garbage before,
And-
I'm not opposed to that.
And before anything took place, I'd be like, "Oh, could you bend over and get that thing there?" And then I would make sure like the shower head's like pointed like right at her. I think I broke a chair.
I think that was your phone. No,
Might have
maybe.
Might have been my spine. Oh, fuck me. But yeah, so everybody, next time you're scrolling through Instagram, think about the shit stains in those girls' fucking things there.
Dude, you know what comes through my feed constantly now on Instagram?
What?
Speaking of that, is girls with massive tits like shaking somehow, and their tits are like clearly moving around a lot under their
Oh,
shirt.
jelly jugs.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. It's always in my feed. Not that I'm
How could that
complaining.
possibly have happened?
I don't know. It's the weirdest thing.
Dude, I fucking love that. Pregnancy titties are the best part, dude. It looks like those old fucking water snake toys you used to get when you were a little kid, like the ones like water balloons. Oh, those things are great. Where like the girl stops moving, but they still just fucking have waves going through them for like a good solid 30 seconds afterwards.
It's like a fucking waterbed or
It's
something.
fucking
Yeah.
great. Yeah. Jeez, remember waterbeds? How do people that grew up with waterbeds have straight spines now?
I only
They
ever seen
don't.
one.
They can't possibly.
I only ever even seen one in my lifetime.
I slept on one. In front of this kid.
Ugh.
It's funny as shit because where I went to middle school, across there's my middle school and there's train tracks, and then there's a trailer park. And that trailer park was where my best friend at the time lived. And we would dip out of school and go over across the street to the trailer park, and I would just sleep over his house all the time.
He had the waterbed.
Everybody in the house had like water beds. The
Go
quote-unquote
figure.
House had water beds. And so I'm thinking like, what the fuck am I doing wrong at my house where we all have normal box springs and shit like that, and these guys have water beds like Hugh Hefner or some shit. Dude, those things are awful, especially for a little fat fuck trying to get in and out of one where you got to piss. You got to just like roll over,
wiggle out.
I had to roll over all the way to the side of the bed and then kind of fall out.
You have to somehow generate momentum.
Exactly.
From a not solid base. It's impossible.
Exactly.
It's fucked up.
I'm like, I'm not built for that, dude. Like, jeez.
You can't. There's nothing. God.
Yeah, I don't see the use for a waterbed. My back would be fucking jacked if I slept on one of those.
You know, my back's
if
jacked
it's
now.
not already.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
So I don't understand. Yeah, but back to the fucking Instagram girls. What I found it on, there was this fucking Instagram page I used to fucking love. It was called Look at This Russian.
I love that page.
Oh, it's fucking fantastic. It used to be like dudes fighting bears,
Yeah.
like
Traffic incidents.
babushkas like walking down the street, you know, just fucking fighting other babushkas and shit. And then all of a sudden it changed over to those like, would you let @TittyGirl420 bake you a cake? And you're just like,
It depends on the cake.
and it was funny as shit is that all the comments underneath it, normally it's like some really gross dudes, mostly from India, not saying anything, just saying. They're like, beautiful, come over, yum, you know, it's like that.
The most desperate of people.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this one, all the comments were like, she's clearly not Russian. If like this was outside in like 18 feet of snow and there was a bear chasing her, maybe, and shit like that. If she was like ice fishing or if she was slaughtering seals, you know, wearing their pelts, and it's like people were revolting against ass and titties for Russia.
You see, this is one of those instances where gatekeeping is necessary. Get them the fuck off this page.
Oh, dude. It's like my love of Down syndrome kids cooking shit. Like, if I went on one of them, all of a sudden it was like, would you let this person do this? I'm like, oh, I don't know, man. She doesn't look Downsy to me. She can't make me shit.
Not one bit.
Does that make me a bad person for liking Down syndrome cooking shows?
No, I think it makes you progressive in a way.
I could see that.
You're ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the next big thing. Sadly.
It should be. Why sadly?
Because people are going to fucking take advantage of them kids.
It's true.
You think they give a fuck about getting paid off of their content? Or do you think they want to make sweet-ass chicken burgers?
It's true. He does love him some chicken burgers. Shout out to Clayton's World.
I love that.
Fucking greatest
he's
page in the world.
so much joy. I like that. I love that kid.
I gotta know, like, What drove you to look up people with Down syndrome cooking?
Phil, do you know how the internet works?
I know how the internet
Sometimes-
works, but
I
usually
don't have to search at it.
usually it starts
found-
with an idea is the thing.
The content comes to you.
Sometimes.
And if you click on it, you're in the matrix, dude. They're
Some-
gonna throw that shit into your algorithm. Next thing you know, it's your
Somebody
favorite
sent me a
page.
video, and it was like an old, like a late '80s TV show from the UK, and it was about this kid, this mentally retarded kid. I don't know what kind of ism he had, but he ate too much breakfast and his tummy hurt, and then like another mentally retarded like angel popped up out of his shoulder. It was like, I'm giving you bran flakes to clean your stomach out. And like, so I watched this video. This is when I first got Instagram. I probably watched it about 50 times in a week.
Are you talking about Beckfist?
Breakfast! That one.
Beckfist.
Yeah. And the devil was also had its mental problems.
That video is ingrained in my head like a tattoo.
So I watched it like repeatedly over and over and over again. And then I guess all of a sudden,
Did you like it?
oh fuck yeah, I did.
That's why.
Then all of a sudden Instagram was just like,
Here you
oh,
go.
I see what this dude likes.
That makes sense.
You gotta weed through some really bad ones, but there's some of them. Yeah. There's some of them you really feel bad about, but then there's some of them that you're just like, dude, to be that level of fucking happy
Yes.
again,
Joy.
because I haven't been happy since probably 1991. So to look at these kids' faces when they're just fucking making like hash browns on Instagram, I'm like, dude, he's so fucking happy. He's wearing Crocs. He's got a Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt on. He doesn't give a fuck about nothing. It's jealousy is what it is.
I can see that.
That's
Truly,
why I get
it's
into
envy.
videos. It is, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I hope there's not like some family member taking advantage of them.
They gotta be.
There has to be.
Yeah, it has to be. Because,
Yeah.
like, honestly, not to be a dick, you can't really trust them with a shit ton of money.
It doesn't mean anything to me.
Honestly, it would be fun.
It means
cool
nothing
to see
to
what they
them.
do with the money.
That's true.
Probably
Like-
something really cool if you
Like, buy
think
like
about
5 dirt bikes.
Or
Yeah.
because
At
they're so
least
pure.
5.
At least
Because
5
they're
dirt
so
bikes.
pure, something really nice.
Oh, that's true, too.
Yeah,
I just gave it away. I don't want it.
It's like, you bought yourself a dirt bike? It's like, no, I bought you a dirt bike. Oh.
And then you're like fucking love bombed by this angel.
Exactly. So, yeah, so these special little X-Men, I love watching their videos on fucking Instagram and shit like that. I love them. Because they're so fucking happy and I'm so fucking not. So, it is the perfect thing when you're feeling like shit to look at them and how much fun they're having on the... Oh, dude, it's so good. It just makes you happy.
Dude, one of my cousins in Florida, Caleb, shout out to him.
Caleb!
He has Downs, and he
Yeah.
he became like a fucking like star wrestler in high school.
Oh, fucking A, dude.
He's strong as fuck. It's terrifying.
I don't know how this worked out, but in our high school, this kid was actually like two grades ahead of me, which is weird. But he was just mentally retarded. I don't know what's the technical term for that. Is it Down syndrome,
It
cerebral
changes
palsy?
all the time.
I don't know which one he had. His name was Chris Corso. He rode the same bus as me too, because he lives one street over.
Shocker.
But this kid, no bullshit, would fall asleep every day on the way home from school, and like
He's tuckered out, man.
how the bus would move, his head was constantly just smashing the window. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, you're making it worse. But he actually briefly held Delaware's record for the deadlift.
Oh man.
He was like putting up like 400 fucking pounds.
And he was how small?
Normally those guys are shorter. He was, for them, what this is kind of, he's probably was like 5'8".
I mean, like weight wise, how big was he?
Regular
size?
He was built like a barrel, but he wasn't fat.
Okay, so like solid.
Just
Like
broad
a
shoulder,
linebacker
broad.
type of deal,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Real meat and potatoes looking fucking dude. And he was just
Caleb is a lot like
he was
that.
just fucking throwing up weight, dude. He was killing it, dude.
He just fuck.
It was but this dude was fucking great. I don't know how he ended up in a high school that had no other kids with learning disabilities like that. I don't know how he ended up with us.
Well, back in the day, they would just kind of slip through the cracks.
No, it was obvious with him. There was no mistaking that something wasn't right.
But they wouldn't like designate them anywhere else. They just
No.
throw them in with regular people.
It was funny. Every Halloween
Schooling, rather.
that he was there, the years that he and I were there together, he would dress up as the Phantom of the Opera with like the half mask.
Hell yeah.
And was constantly walking down the hall, going up to girls, just going, "Hah!" and ripping the mask off, and they're like, "Oh, Chris," and he would like laugh, like "You're crazy, Chris," ah, ha, ha. And he would legit get pissed.
Oh man.
Because they weren't getting scared. Like he's like, "I'm the fucking fan of the opera. I want these."
Dun, 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 dun.
Like, you fucking dingbats, don't tell me I'm cute and funny. I'm scary. I'm terrifying. I'm the goddamn Phantom.
My first name is Phantom, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, and they're like, "Oh," he's like, "No, aw." I want "Ee!" You know, just like, I want what I fucking. You know how long I told my mom to make this goddamn costume, and you're just gonna laugh at her fucking sewing abilities?
Efforts.
Fucking. Now I'm mad at those broads, dude.
Pieces of garbage. All of them.
Taking Chris's joy away. Wherever Chris is, man, I hope he's fucking killing it, dude.
Absolutely.
But yeah, he was like a Special Olympian, like champion deadlifter. And like what he was putting up was just fucking ridiculous. Like the kind of strength like a lady gets if like a car pins her kid to the floor. Just like bam. Mm-hmm. So shout out Chris Corso, dude. The funny thing is he got out of high school in 4 years, and I got out of that same high school in 5 years.
Took the scenic route.
Phil, you little son bitch. Oh, fucking hey, Chris, what do you got for us today, Tom?
Oh, I got some news.
Oh, I love news.
Where do you want to start? Do you want to start in finance, or do you want to start in Ashley Babbitt?
Oh,
you want to do a little follow-up story?
Oh shit! Was she the first Evil Tits segment?
First or second? She was.
I think she was first.
She was first.
Not familiar with the segment, but
don't worry, you will be by the end of this episode.
Sick.
It's basically a thing where we find hot evil chicks with big racks and determine if their crimes against humanity would negate us wanting to see their tits again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Ashley Babbitt's mother.
Do you know Ashley Babbitt?
January 6th, woman that got shot. Yeah.
She has an incredible rack.
Did she?
She has nudes on the internet. Oh, you have the picture of her tit?
Wow, that is a tit.
Yeah.
Sneaker, right?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
You weren't expecting that under the Let's Go Brandon t-shirt?
Nobody was.
No.
Yeah.
Ashley,
you know what else she wasn't expecting?
The
hole in it?
Gunshot to the throat.
That second windpipe she inherited from the Secret Service.
There's footage of her, if you can find it, like deep in the bowels of Reddit, of her on the stretcher getting wheeled out, no shirt on.
Yeah, that thing's like hanging off the fucking side.
Oh my
God. She's dead as fuck. But
yeah,
it's there.
Like, you know, at one point
that was the most awful shit I've ever said.
She getting pushed on that gurney, and like one of the EMTs was like, "Yo, Frank, hold up a minute," and had to pick up the titty and put it back on top of the gurney. It's like you kept getting caught under the wheel, and rolling.
Oh man!
All right, yeah.
So Ashley Babbitt's mom was arrested during a protest outside the Capitol.
Oh, I heard this. She didn't want to move.
On the second anniversary of the deadly insurrection. Deadly being the operative word.
It's actually a deadly act of patriotism.
According to Capitol Police, Ashley Babbitt's 58-year-old mom was among a group of demonstrators illegally blocking traffic on Independence Avenue. The mother was arrested during a protest. I already said that. And yeah, the group did not have a permit to demonstrate on Capitol grounds, hence why Capitol Police in a statement said, "We repeatedly told the demonstrators to get out of the road or they'd be arrested." And a woman in the group was given multiple warnings to get out of the road. And she said, instead of getting out of the road, the woman refused to leave and turned around with her hands behind her back and asked to be arrested.
That is the corniest shit in the entire world. Like, all the things you could do in Washington, D.C., Washington, D.C., to get arrested,
Titty icy,
and you got to fucking beg to get arrested by the Capitol Police, who aren't taking any kind of shit these days. She should have just said who she was.
The woman identified was arrested for 2 Capitol traffic violations, blocking and obstructing roadways. She was given a citation to appear in court at a later date and released. Oh, did you ever see Ashley Babbitt's driver's license photo?
No.
It's not relative to the story, but
I still want to see it.
I found it and I pulled it up anyway.
Dude, she looks like that hot substitute teacher.
Right?
Right? The ones that would like let you just watch movies all day instead of actually doing stuff.
Seen here in her driver's license photo, she was fatally shot on the day of the insurrection. She's been portrayed as a martyr by Trump supporters.
And Dennis.
And the, and the former president himself.
Dude, I mean, first off, I don't think Ashley Babbitt's mom could probably ever get like a permit to protest. Because they probably like see the last name, like, are you by any chance related to double windpipes, Ashley? Just like Ashley, my daughter, actually. Like,
directly
like,
related.
Oh no, you know.
That's going to be a negative on your application.
Or if like all of a sudden like they do pass her, but then all of a sudden there's some Secret Service guy behind her's like I'll take out the whole fucking family tree if I have to.
Oh wow,
it's the same guy.
He's the same guy.
I've been waiting for this.
It's
moment.
like, look, I took down a younger version of you with bigger titties. Do you think you have any fucking chance against me?
So wait, is her mom stacked too? Was there a picture of her?
That's a very valid question.
Now I'm curious.
I mean, did she inherit big titties from her dad?
Somebody's learning how to podcast.
That could happen.
It's covered by the coat. I can't really tell. That's her in the fuzzy one in the front there.
Well, do you think Ashley Babbitt's are natural?
Oh yeah,
they gotta be, really.
Look at that. Look at that second page. Look at those again.
They hang.
I don't know, man. Those are.
They hang too well.
Yeah, they do got the sag. You wouldn't pay for that.
I mean, that's how you know her mom probably isn't set up that well, because if she had what Ashley had at her advanced stage in life, those things would be around her belt. They'd be tucked into her pockets.
Fucking teacher on South Park.
Yeah, exactly.
Miss Jokes on dick, right?
Yeah, Jokes on dick, yeah. Dude, if, I don't know, man, like, I know you're supposed to learn from your parents, but I think parents can also learn from your kids. And if your kid gets shot in the neck trying to protest down in D.C., maybe
don't go there.
Maybe go to Florida this year. You know, maybe take a cruise. Go to upstate New York, get a nice cabin.
Go to Mar-a-Lago, maybe.
There you go.
See Donnie himself. He would greet her like a hero.
Give her a free set of those Donald Trump trading cards.
Uh-huh.
Oh, shit, yeah, dude.
A nice 18 holes on the course.
Can you believe those cards sold out as quick as they did?
I sure can.
I mean, I believe it, but at the same time, I don't, because it's like,
I
why?
did because they took the money out of my account the next day. They were so fucking good. The Cowboy one's easily my favorite. Because, you know, it's like, remember how, like, weirded out, like, your grandparents got when, like, the state quarters first came out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there's, like, we live in a day and age of more weaponized grandparents. So, it's just like...
Define that, please.
Weaponized grandparents. I like that.
Don't just throw out weaponized grandparents with no explanation.
Yo, like, most people's, like, for me, since I'm older, it's my parent. He's a little fucking off-kilter now once Donye took office. And so, like... My grandparents were stoked when, like, oh, we got to get all 50 of the quarters. Mm-hmm. But nowadays, the grandparents are on, like, fucking Parlor and shit and watching Newsmax. So they're weaponized peepals and meemaws. So their state quarters are the Donald Trump trading cards and Yeezy boosts.
Oh, my God.
That's what they got to go for. Now, could you imagine going home for, like, a holiday thing and then, like, your fucking... grandpa just throws up his deck, just like, check this shit out, and he's got Yeezys on.
The grandkids,
he's just like,
the grandkids are the great grandkids are playing Pokemon still, and he's like, son, check this out.
You go, fuck your Charizard, check this shit out. He's a superhero in this one.
He has a lasso on each side of the saddle.
So good. The pictures are so fucking good because it was obviously a dude's in like a slender, like well built body, and then like his gigantic head. Just superimposed on the fucking graphic.
We did a story about those cards.
They're so good.
I have to Google them now. I have yet to see the actual cards.
We did a story about those cards.
God.
Most of them were copyrighted images that they just took.
And he got like busted on copyright infringement and shit. It was like what was it, the stock images? Is that what
Shutterstock.
Yeah, like the Shutterstock ones.
Like they had watermarks and shit.
Yeah, it's like the shit. Like if you would buy a new wallet, they'd already be in the fucking picture things. And he would just take out like the rug. Like one of me, seriously, he looks like the goddamn Marlboro Man. you legit have like a duster on, a cowboy hat, lasso, the belt, the buckle, badge,
Guns.
and it just fucking superimposed his big ass head on it.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
There's one, he's got his shirt pulled open like the Superman thing, but it just says has a T instead. They're fucking fantastic,
Very creative,
dude.
Who would have thought he'd be the next big cult leader in this country?
I think he did.
Who?
Well, him. Aside from him, though.
I think he was. I think he was aiming for that all this time.
But did you think it was going to work?
No.
No one expected it to turn into this.
No.
I didn't.
I thought he would just quietly be famous on TV always or something. Never to this degree.
I never thought that it was going to get to this level.
Once it got to the level it did during his term, I was so convinced that he was untouchable and could get away with anything.
Yep, same.
I was actually shocked when he didn't win a second term.
I was pretty surprised towards the end of the election cycle because I was like, I want him out so fucking bad. He's so annoying.
Yeah, but there's no way he can beat the Crypt Keeper. So,
literally, you can't beat death.
yeah, exactly. Hello, boils and ghouls. You know, it's like I'm like, Trump's definitely gonna win again. Like, if you would ask me back then, I was like, yeah, he's gonna win again. He's gonna get a second term, no doubt about it.
All of October, I was thinking that. I was
I thought it was a done deal.
Win.
I think if he goes again 24, depending on who they bring to the table, he could pull another one.
No way.
I think his base is a little too annoyed with him now.
Yeah.
That's because he didn't fucking pardon all of them when they got arrested.
Not yet.
So I've noticed that they've kind of went into two different camps. You have some people, you can find on my Facebook feed, that think he won the election.
Mine too, yeah.
A lot of them used to go to shows too. Is the funny thing.
That is the weirdest,
which is the weirdest fucking thing
ever.
Some of them sang in some of the most legendary bands that we've seen.
Yeah, called Life of Agony,
and the Cro-Mags.
Yeah, it's like.
And then you have other people I have family members who are conservative and always have been, who are just over it now. They want him to fuck off. Just go away. They are tired of it,
I have, one of my uncles, he's one of the most staunch Republicans, has been since, I was a wee lad and he married into the family.
He's probably a Reagan guy.
But he was, first off, he was one of those dudes that was always you don't talk politics at the dinner table type guys, shit like that. You don't talk religion, you don't talk politics. It does nothing but make you argue. And even he's finding it hard to stay Republican. He's they've made a joke out of it. He's genuinely upset.
He's not wrong.
And then, but then there's other people that are just they definitely stole from him. I'm like,
give it a fucking rest.
I can't believe you can't. That's why I only go on Instagram and look at Down syndrome kids cooking. Because my other option is to go on Facebook and see what awful shit my cousins, aunts, and uncles have to say. I'm like, nah.
I completely unplugged. I don't use Facebook at all anymore.
There's a couple West Coasters in my family, too, and they're the complete opposite side, who are 100% Joe Biden. I'm like, this dude can't form sentences. But they're like, he's going to save us all. I'm like, no, he's not.
He can't even save himself from a bicycle.
Seriously.
Get that man off that bike.
He can't save it from wandering into a... He needs some milk!
Get the man off the damn bike.
He needs some milk!
The thing that kills me is, it seems like every week there's some new, big revelation. Remember a few weeks ago, they found classified documents at Trump's Mar-a-Lago. Then yesterday, they found classified documents in Biden's office, in his old office. So now everyone's going to start screaming again. Every week, there's some new, bombshell.
Yeah. And all those people that were, say the election was stolen, that just gives them the, I told you so. And you're just like, oh, fuck.
The FBI's been weaponized. I love that.
Jesus Christ.
Now we got fucking Uncle Charlie yelling again. Great.
Yeah, God damn it. Yeah, it was stuff left over that he had in his office since he was vice president under Obama. But it's I think each party is going to be a joke until they start bringing real people to the table. They need to start getting young people.
I was about to say that. That's the key demographic they need to start.
One of the main requirements should be, can my candidate survive a 4-year term physically? Because if Joe makes it 4 years without just croaking, I'd be shocked.
I think they should be able to walk 1 mile uninterrupted, if not jog.
I think they should be able to carry a coherent conversation for a minimum of 3 hours.
3 hours.
Yeah.
It's a good benchmark.
Yeah. They need to quit fucking pulling these octogenarians out of the fucking... that have been beaten down by politics over their whole careers and get these fucking dudes that are like 35 and just qualify to run for president. Like,
shit, I would take 50.
Like, maybe you need someone who hasn't been fucking beaten down by the world yet or hasn't been gotten by the bigger corporations and turned into a... I mean, as much as he was a dork, that Buttigieg dude, I was like, holy shit, somebody young? All right.
At the very least...
he's done, though.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah.
He stinks, but...
At the very least, the young people have the perspective of the younger generation who are going to continue to live, too.
Amen.
Like, who would you rather have in charge of what's going to happen to the youth of America? Joe Biden or someone like Andrew Yang?
Easy.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
You could swing it the other way, though. If Trump is out, if they do manage to, like, completely throw him out so he doesn't run again, you know who's running in his place, and it's a younger guy.
Who, DeSantis?
Florida man's running, guaranteed. And he might win, too, is the scary part.
He has a chance, for sure.
Because he can run off one thing and one thing only. I'm not Donald Trump.
I was going to say his COVID response.
And, as much as I don't agree with his politics, he's not a stupid guy.
Yeah.
Like, he can form a sentence. He'd make Joe Biden look like a moron on the debate stage. Even if I don't agree with what he's saying, he'd have him fumbling, drooling all over himself. It would be a disaster.
It would be awful,
Yeah.
And, no one's bringing good... Like, no one's bringing the top draft picks to the table. They're bringing dudes that have been in politics way too fucking long or complete and total morons. And you need to change it up somehow. And DeSantis, I don't know a whole lot about the guy, but I'm like, hey, he's under fucking 70. That's already a plus in my fucking book
that's a huge...
As far as I'm concerned. Yeah, exactly.
Not that I'm going to vote Republican, but still.
Yeah.
You want to get into a burger story?
Oh, yeah.
Chicken burger.
Oh, I have more stories than I thought. Cool.
Make it the burger story. Don't fucking cockblock, dude.
So, angry McDonald's customer was arrested because she vaulted the counter and made her own burger in a viral video.
Was it good, though?
Probably. I mean, she didn't have the instructions. The McDonald's isn't what it used to be. There's machines. You can just push buttons and shit back there. I don't know.
I mean, isn't that what McDonald's always did?
I imagine somebody working like a flat top stove, at least back in the day.
Before my time, because even when I was going there as a kid, they pulled out like this weird looking like a steamer rack and throw some wilted ass patty on a fucking roll.
Hey, what I don't know won't hurt me.
Exactly. Like, I still fucking ate it. I mean, look at me. Just like I ever turned down McDonald's.
There's a TikTok of this teenager going around. She was screaming at the staff, and I guess they weren't helping her, so she said, fuck it, I'm going to make the burger myself. So she jumped over the counter, and I have a picture here, but she was, the unnamed 19-year-old was charged with disorderly behavior, property damage, and assault as a result of the incident. She was filmed, people were, thank God, in the age of the internet, somebody had the wherewithal to film this.
No one had the wherewithal to taste the burger.
What, are you going to fucking bother her? You crazy?
Dude, I would have let her fucking go. Like when
while you're back
while
there.
the cops are trying to pull her away from the grill, I'd be like, whoa, whoa, whoa!
Don't get crazy.
It's like when the nerd would dance in like the '80s movies, like, and all of a sudden the jock's like, you know what? Let's let him try, man. Like, I'll be like, yo, let's just see what she comes up with. Let's just see what kind of concoction this girl comes up with. And like hold all the cops back, like, wait a second, and then just do one of those where you bite and you're just like, that's the best goddamn burger I ever had. So what they do? Arrest her for being a go-getter?
Apparently, that's her behind the counter there. She said, "I will beat you up or I will leave," she shouted at the staff in the video. She grabbed herself 2 drinks before looking inside a paper bag and was like, "What's in that?" She ignored the request to leave, and she later helped herself to a bottle of water, finally before being detained by 2 police.
Well, you gotta stay hydrated.
Yeah. You gotta keep the train
especially
going.
when the fuzz are after you.
Yeah, she's about to run.
This reminds me, remember a few years ago, I think it was at either Denny's or IHOP, DMX walked in the kitchen and made his own omelet?
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, Google it, it's real.
Yeah.
Damn.
See,
prepared us a story.
And I guarantee you, everyone's like, let him create.
What are we gonna tell?
He's a creator, let him create. I mean, I'm all for it. I think she should be allowed to make her own burger. And if she made it, she should at least get half off the price.
I think that's fair.
You know?
Hey, if you make it, I say
Now-
it's on the house.
Only thing that would change is if I found is McDonald's union.
No.
No, they're
Okay,
absolutely
so you can't
not.
have any scabs on there, man. Little fucking Jimmy Hoffa her right under a stadium. I know how your people work, Phil.
I knew where that was going.
Yeah, but you'll find that girl in a fucking foundation somewhere.
That's what we call a chicken burger.
chicken burger.
Let's see.
I want to get Clayton on the show.
Can you imagine? That's a big get.
Yeah, I'd pay for him to come out from Australia. Just tell us about chicken burgers.
I'll
dude.
take out a personal loan now. Oh, did you hear about the school principal who killed himself at Disneyland?
I want to.
A California school principal jumped to his death at Disneyland after leaving a suicide note on Facebook because of his toxic relationship with his wife.
Typical.
So, Christopher Christensen, 51, he was the principal of the Huntington Beach, California elementary schools for 22 years, jumped to his death 2 days before he was due in court for child endangerment charges,
Classic Mr. Christensen.
which he pled not guilty to. In a lengthy Facebook post, he blamed the legal system for upending his life and sought to play down his marital troubles with his wife, saying the couple adore each other, blah, blah, blah. Amazing, ... up until recently. They got into an argument over something in front of his stepdaughters, but his wife's anger got the best of her, and she called the police, which landed him in jail. He never hit or... He said, yes, I've never hit or harmed anyone in my life. Let's
Tell
see.
that wife to stop snitching.
See? His daughter came to his side saying that he killed himself to escape a toxic marriage and an abusive wife. It had been difficult. She in particular had been difficult on the family for the last year, and they haven't had any contact with her. But the wife told the daughter, "You're a horrible excuse of a daughter and a sister. Go find your dad and play the hero. But it's me he'll be missing in the morning." She reportedly
Did
said
she
to
look
the
for
Daily
her
Mail.
dad at the bottom of Space Mountain?
Did they have Space Mountain at
I don't
Disneyland?
fucking know.
I'm just asking. So after his death, she wrote on Facebook. This is a lot of Facebook in this story.
Jesus.
None of you will know the full story. I'm living a nightmare and I'm trying to grieve.
Aw.
Poor,
Yeah,
poor you.
I mean, but if you had to grieve, what worse places could it be than the Magic Kingdom?
Exactly. There's a reason it was at Disneyland.
Fucking Goofy next to you. Gorsh, you sure do look melancholy. Oh, fuck, dude. I mean, if it's bad enough that she ruined his trip, like, she's been breaking his balls year round. She probably hits him. She probably spits at him, tells all of her friends he's got a little dick, all this shit. And her kids probably disrespect him all the time, too. And he just wants to go to the most magical place in the country and just have a fucking vacation, you know? And poor Mr. Christensen just can't. He's just getting hens be clucking in his ear the whole fucking time. Every time he's like, "Oh, I'm on vacation, I can relax."
You thought.
Yeah. So eventually he's just on Thunder Mountain Railroad. He's just fucking had enough. He's like, "You know what, Gladys?" Because you know her name's Gladys.
Marlena.
Yeah, that's like
Close enough.
That's like a West Coast version of Gladys.
Yeah, I back that.
Yeah, it's from the same Greek meaning of cunt. He just fucking barreled over. He's like, "I've had enough. I'm out.
So
Deuces."
he jumped off the parking structure off the top.
Oh, you
Oh.
pussy!
Where else is he gonna jump off a ride?
How many places? I can name there's like 15 great places you could jump off of in Disney, and you picked a parking garage.
I mean, here's a picture.
That's like going all the way to like the Empire State Building and just jumping in front of a bus instead of jumping off the building.
Fair enough.
Why not do something cooler too? Like, does Disney still have like the Animal Kingdom? Jump in the fucking lion's
I think
cage or
that's in
something.
Florida.
Or the fucking...
Oh, this is Disneyland. Gotcha.
Yeah, this is the.
I've been to the Florida one, but it was
Yeah.
nice.
Me too.
Well, look at this. See, like, right there? If he had like some soap shoes and just grind right down there.
So
It would still be news.
If he was like, yo, Marlena, you think I'm such a piece of shit? Check this out. And just like...
news for pulling off the sickest grind ever.
And then, like, when he gets to the bottom, every girl within eyesight, their pussy just exploded.
So
there's like, Mr. Christensen, where are you staying tonight? He's like, you know what, Marlena? I don't fucking need you anymore. Come on, ladies. We're going back to...
we're getting out of here.
We're going back to the hotel.
So this past Thanksgiving, he spent Thanksgiving with his wife's mom and dad, but she wasn't there.
Ooh.
So, mom's name doesn't matter,
Yeah.
but
So why the fuck would he be there if his wife isn't there?
his wife's mom's name is Karen.
Ugh.
Karen's husband, Jim's stepdad, who died in 2020 at the age of 85, was the musical director of
Classic
Disneyland's Main Street Electrical Parade, and he was the musical director for Disney All-American College Orchestra.
So he went to Disney as royalty,
As a
legacy member of the Disney family, and he still couldn't have a time because he had that fucking hen clucking in his ear.
Mm-hmm. Also, Karen revealed that her older son, Kent's older brother, committed suicide as well in 2017.
At Disney?
Didn't say.
He was more of a Great Adventure man. That
Yeah, it sounds like it's Busch Gardens or something.
He was in a log flume.
The wife, Marlena, did not respond to the outlet's request for comment. Efforts by the Post on Wednesday were not successful. Claimed that the daughter claimed that the charges were false, and they were expected to be reduced to a misdemeanor account on disturbance of the peace, and then the charges were dropped after his death.
Imagine making someone fucking mad enough that they kill themselves in Disneyland.
Yeah.
In Disneyland, too. Wow.
I've been pretty angry before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But never so angry that I'm like, you know what? That's it.
Now,
Jumping. You got to drive your car, park. You think he paid to park?
Here could be the flex, though.
You think he paid to park in the parking
Here
lot?
could be his flex, though, right? Say he's been miserable for years, right? He's just fucking fed the fuck up, and he's like, but he knows that Marlena's favorite place in the world is Disney, and she's like one of those corny Disney people too. Like she has like all the fucking X's on the calendar leading up to the day they go to Disney. But instead X's their mouse ears and shit like that. He's like, I know that fucking cunt is so excited about Disney. And he's like, I'll show her. Like, so he's like, oh, great. We're going to have a great time, honey. You know, yes, I am a piece of shit. Yes,
Can't wait.
Yes, I am. I've done everything wrong in this entire marriage, you know. And he's like, just you fucking wait. And the minute she's like, first time she has an ear-to-ear smile because she's at Disney, he just goes, boo, right off that fucking, he's like, fuck you, fuck your kids, and just fucking face plants like a fucking
Swan dive.
G. And just ruins
Disney for her.
Yeah. Like, you took my will to live, I'm taking your favorite place on earth.
I'm taking everything from
and
you.
I'm spreading myself across the parking lot in one giant puddle. So go fuck yourself. So that could be a sick flex on his part.
It's a hell of a way to go out.
Yeah.
Now, if he would have done some soap shoes down that parking garage and then face planted halfway off and did both in the same thing, that's a G fucking move, dude.
Mm-hmm. Now, finally, how about a pee-pee story?
I love PV stories.
So, Wells Fargo fired a vice president accused of urinating on a fellow passenger aboard a flight to New Delhi.
I mean, they happen to be clogged up sometimes, man.
That's just a picture of Wells Fargo. A male Wells Fargo executive allegedly urinated on a 72-year-old woman during a November flight to India. The vice president has been fired, and he reportedly urinated. I fucking said that already. He was inebriated, and according to the news, Asian News International, citing Air India, Wells Fargo holds employees to the highest standards of professional blah blah blah. We fired him. Let's see.
But he'd still be pissing.
Mm-hmm. So he was drunk off his ass and pissed on a 72-year-old woman on a flight.
Well, the other ones were probably too quick and got away from him. You know, so 72, she's not moving as spry as the other ones. So you just got to hose her down, you know what I mean?
So the guy was fired from Wells Fargo, and he was reportedly placed on a no-fly list for 30 days. That's it?
That's it.
That's what I said.
I would take the 30-day hit for that.
Shit, I'd do that standing on my head.
It's like, yeah, I'd just be pissing on people all the time. Like, oh, I'm only going to get a 30-day ban from this. It's like I travel every day.
Yeah.
How old was the guy, too?
He was 2.
Did it say?
It didn't say.
Was if he was old, he could
This
have
is
got.
bad reporting.
He could have got a golden parachute from Wells Fargo.
It's true.
Emphasis on the golden.
Got him.
Somebody gets it. Let's see.
I see nothing wrong with what he did. I mean, like, who hasn't gotten drunk at a fucking work event? Well, you, obviously, but...
Yeah, that'd be me.
I actually got kicked out of a Firebird over by the Christiana Mall.
Fuck them.
Because we were actually... It was after work one day, and we all went out for drinking, and I was with my girlfriend at the time, and I was trying to get her to blow me in the bathroom. And apparently I wasn't being very discreet about it. AKA I was yelling, "Why don't you blow me?" Like, yeah, I'm not allowed back in there. Which sucks, 'cause it's right next to Deerhead Hot Dogs. You know,
Love Deerhead.
It's a great place.
Dang.
It's a magical place, dude.
I'm a doghouse man myself.
Oh, why don't you go fuck
Doghouse
yourself?
is sweet,
Why
too.
don't you fuck yourself?
It
Deer,
is.
You don't have the sauce like Deerhead.
Why do Deerheads keep closing then? Doghouse is still
Oh,
there.
the one on Maryland Avenue's been around since I was a fucking wee lad.
I think that's the last one.
And I was born in fucking 1918.
Deerhead's a great laxative.
It is.
Yeah.
No. And let's see.
Wash it down with coffee and just let it battle out in your fucking intestine. Is that the end of that story?
Yeah,
That story stunk.
it did.
What a zilch.
Pee-pee story.
Yeah.
And it pissed on our parade.
So, so you see, y'all got papers there, though, bud.
I sure do. How about Evil Tits?
How about it, dude? Now
So-
you're in for it.
All right.
Here's the segment known as Evil Tits.
Yep. And this week, we are covering none other than
The GOAT.
Mrs. QAnon herself, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh,
Fuck
boy.
yes.
That's
This-
it. That's her government headshot.
Nice.
It's a good photo, you could say.
Good set of chompers on her.
Plastic surgery disaster.
I don't care.
For some reason, the image that comes to my mind is fetal alcohol syndrome Ryan Connor.
Who's Ryan Connor?
Give her an X videos Google later.
Oh.
You'll understand.
You don't mean Ryan Keeley, do you?
No, absolutely not.
America's favorite MILF.
So, you're familiar with MGT? MTG? Sorry.
Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, sadly.
Let's see.
I love her.
I've got pages and pages of shit that she's done.
Dude, I
to consider her
would pay good money for like a box set of like Blu-rays of just like the best of her speeches.
Yeah. Let's see.
People talk about Alex Jones. I think MTG could easily knock him out of the fucking top spot, or just saying the most awesome shit ever.
Awesome, yes. But she doesn't have nearly the drive that Alex does.
No,
She's not as
not even
passionate as
close.
old Al.
There's no way.
No. He's not pulling her shirt off and rolling around the floor.
He's running marathons around everybody else.
God,
The only
cocaine.
person that stopped him in his tracks so far is Kanye,
Kanye.
West. Yeah.
That shit was mind blowing. We talked about it down here too. I was
Yeah.
like, when you got fucking when you're sitting there mouthing all shit, and Alex Jones is just slowly easing off out of the frame of the picture, just like
Yeah. That was wow.
So, when the House was trying to pass a bill to ban discrimination against LGBTQ Americans, later, Green put this sign out front of her office, and it drew a few complaints. There is that. Another time, she told Newsmax... she chooses not to... This is back when masks were, like, everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
She told Newsmax she chooses not to wear masks on the House floor to accurately reflect the will of her constituents and practice what she preaches. I'm up to almost $90,000 in no mask fines because I believe as a representative, in order to represent the people, I'm willing to do it myself, yada yada. So,
AKA she's keeping it real.
yeah, so
Fuck yeah.
Exactly. The fine for not wearing a mask in the house is $500, and then $2,500 for subsequent offenses. So
Nice.
it's pretty often. In 2019, she's seen harassing Parkland shooter survivor David Hogg outside the Capitol. In the video, she calls Hogg a coward and said he was paid to do this, repeating a malicious lie that Hogg's activism was paid for by billionaire philanthropist and Democratic donor George Soros.
Soros!
Now, you remember Parkland. At the time,
I do.
He was 17 years old when he survived that. She was 45.
Yeah, I remember everybody giving him shit saying that he was, that's when I first heard the term,
Crisis actor?
crisis actor, yeah.
Let's see.
Well, AJ was doing that shit. Alex Jones was doing that shit.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yo.
Shocker.
Yeah, you know?
He's going for gold always. He's always trying something new. Let's see. She has since been stripped of her committee assignments by the House. Oh, let's see. In 2017, the Las Vegas, huh?
Go. I didn't say no.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were motioning. The Las Vegas shooting.
Yeah.
When Stephen Paddock opened fire from a hotel room window. Afterward, Green suggested that the shooting might have been staged. Did you hear about the space lasers?
Oh, I heard about space
lasers.
If anyone hasn't, in 2018, a poorly maintained electrical grid sparked wildfires in California that killed about 84 people. In a Facebook post of November that year, Green falsely speculated that there were darker forces at work, connecting a series of scatter point shots. Did I say that?
Scatter shot points.
Yes. Green suggested a bank controlled by the Rothschild family, a utility company responsible for the fire, and then government Jerry Brown had a compelling motive to spark the blaze, clearing a path for a high-speed rail project that Brown wanted. She also floated the possibility that fires could have been started by lasers or blue beams of light shot down from space by allies of Brown who said they were in the solar industry. She, quote, "There are too many coincidences to ignore."
Technically, you can start a fire with a laser. She's not wrong.
Let's see. There's so much.
She has a laundry list of greatest hits.
Hits. Hillary Clinton, 2018. A Facebook user purporting to be the mother of a New York police officer falsely claimed that the officer had seen a video taken from the laptop of disgraced former Representative Anthony Weiner that showed Hillary Clinton and a top aide cutting off a children's face. Green liked the comment and then replied, "Most people honestly don't know so much. The mainstream media disinformation warfare has won for too long."
Oh my god.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with what she's saying so far.
How about 9/11?
I mean, she probably believes the same thing I do.
In November of 2018, she shot a video in which she talked about the 9/11 attacks, referring to the so-called plane that crashed into the Pentagon. She added, "It's odd. There's never any evidence shown for a plane in the Pentagon." She also liked a comment posted by a Facebook user who falsely argued that 9/11 was done by our own government, and Green responded, "That is all true."
Now that she doesn't think the same thing I do, because I think 9/11 was all done by Italians, and it wasn't a plane that hit the Pentagon. It was a winged Sbarro restaurant that just right in there.
I thought it was a big ass roll of semolina.
Fuck.
Did you ever see her alleged doppelganger on the first season of American Idol?
I've never seen
No.
American Idol. No.
I didn't know this either until I started looking up stories. But there was a contestant named Stephanie Sugarman who told producers that she was 23 from California at the time. I don't see the resemblance, but people on the internet try to say that that's probably Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean,
Kind of.
maybe with like your squinty closed eye,
I mean,
you
all
can
those
kind of see it.
White broads look alike.
Yeah.
No, they don't look alike, but that looks just dime a dozen.
Yeah, it's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The anonymous blonde.
So MTG is a shapeshifter, or she's a clone, or
She's definitely got something going on. You want to see a picture of her feet?
What an absurd question.
This was titled, What is Going On with Marjorie Taylor Greene's Feet?
Don't ruin her feet for me.
Judge for yourself. If you're just listening to this, look this up on YouTube because I will add these images in post so you can understand what the fuck we're talking about.
It's just like Palpatine.
What the fuck is that?
Bro, what's with those toes?
That's what I'm saying.
Her feet look like King Charles's hands.
Right?
Dude, that...
She's got knuckles for toes.
So, on to the point of Evil Tits is whether her looks get her away, let her get away with the shit she says and does. I would just like to say I would forgive her for everything because some of the shit that comes out of her mouth leads me to believe one thing and one thing only. Her head game is sick. She's that type of mentally unbalanced that where, like, yeah, she might boil your pets. You know, she might, like, burn all your clothes. But that fucking head is going to be ridiculous.
You know what I almost
You'll
printed
be
out?
pulling sheets out of your asshole.
What I almost printed out?
What?
Did you ever hear about her affair with her sex guru?
I mean, if you're going to have an affair with somebody, might as well be a sex guru.
Sex guru?
Sex
Yeah.
guru, quotes. Yeah,
Damn.
she had an affair. And, she finally divorced her husband in November or September of
Aw.
22. So she's
And then
on the market.
And then he jumped off a parking garage in Disney.
Apparently. Well, MTG is on the market in case you're looking,
I mean,
Denny.
I would fucking be all about MTG just because, like I said, she's batshit insane. I love that danger factor in a relationship where you don't know if you're going to get the best, like, fuck of your life or if you're going to get killed.
Where's that headshot of her?
So,
There it is.
honestly, I would also instigate the shit out of her, too. Like,
That's true.
I would, like, take her out to, like, family parties. I'm like, yo, this is my aunt. Hey, aunt, say hello to my new girlfriend, Marjorie. And I would just, like, ask her about the Rothschilds and shit like that. And just, like, and then I would just sit back on the corner and just let her go. Just let her fucking go. I would take her out to nice restaurants. I wouldn't feed her. I was like, you know what? When the waitress comes up to us and asks us what we want, tell her about space lasers. And then I would just sit there with a watch and just be like, all right, how long is it going to take the cops to get called? You know, just that's what I would do. And it would be the most entertaining relationship I've probably ever had.
Does this all constitute her as evil, though? Or just kind of baddie?
She's just fucking nuts.
I mean, is she really in a position to make policy?
I think they said they stripped her of a lot of duties.
Yeah, because technically, yes, she is. But I think everybody's so on to what's going on with her that any topic that she brings up, they're all just like, oh, yeah, sure, Marjorie, we'll look right into that. Mm-hmm. So I don't think no one takes her seriously. I mean, like we said in the other episode, when she yelled at Herschel Walker for not letting her run with him,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, so I don't think she's any real position to cause harm to someone. I just think she's like that fucking crazy person. Like that one kid in your neighborhood that used to eat crickets. So, like, when, like, some girl would come around, you're like, yo, watch this. And, like, yo, Jeremy, eat this cricket. And he would just eat the cricket.
I'm sitting right here. Don't talk.
And you would just fucking just, like, laugh while the girl freaks out while she's eating a cricket. That's how I think about Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's like, she's the girl you bring to a party. And it's like, yo, ask my new girlfriend how she feels about George Soros. And then you just sit back and watch all the horror.
Watch it go.
On your friend's face is like, what the fuck did you bring to the apartment, dude?
Apartment.
And so yeah, I would forgive her and I'd put a ring on it, dude. I'd probably be dead within 6 months, but I'm probably
Mysteriously.
I'm probably gonna be dead within 8 months anyway, so I might as well go out on a high note. Though I would make her wear socks at all fucking points of time. 'Cause those feet are fucked.
Those are Those
She
are
has-
weird feet.
she has
I've never
Sith
seen
Lord
anything
feet.
like it.
She
No.
has Sith Lord feet, dude. Those are Sith Lord feet, dude.
It looks like she can hang upside down.
Oh, definitely. I don't know. No, her toes are too small.
Her feet could give you a handshake.
Oh, what if she ate with her feet? Like, you know, when the dog eats with his paws and he has little hands. How cute that is.
Her fucking foot looks like the hamburger helper glove, kind of, if you really look
If
at
you
it.
cut the
Yeah.
fingers
Yeah.
off, yeah.
Oh, damn.
So, yes, yay or nay on,
I say
on
yeah,
MTG.
dude. Fuck yeah, dude.
I think her head is too big for her facial features.
Yeah, but like I said, the fucking craziest makes up for it. Phil, what do you think?
I mean, for the story alone, you have to, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I mean, even if you're not even attracted to her, do it for the stories and the excitement. You're like, because you're just like we're all 9 to 5 dickheads, right? Nothing really extremely crazy happens to us. Imagine 6 months, just a 6 months relationship with Marjorie Taylor Greene, and just imagine the stories you would have to tell for the rest of your fucking life. Worth it, dude. Fuck yeah. I don't give a shit what her feet look like. She can fucking... I play sloshy galoshy with her any day of the week.
I was just telling Ashley last night, if I had the chance, I would still smoke crack with Lindsay Lohan.
Oh, absolutely.
How are you not going to do it?
I mean,
Because think about this. If someone finds out, it's like, Phil, you fucking smoked crack? You'd be like, yeah, but it was with Lindsay Lohan. Not a single person wouldn't go, oh, yeah, okay, I got you. Yeah, exactly. I would smoke crack with Lindsay Lohan.
No brainer.
Yeah, then I'd instantly check myself into some place, make sure it doesn't catch on, But
I'd bring her to a meeting.
I wouldn't bring her. I'd bring her to Thanksgiving dinner.
I mean, that's after the meeting.
I have one on each arm. Like, this is Marjorie. This is Lindsay. Ladies, this is my grandma. She's been dead for 10 years, but go ahead and talk to her anyway.
This is my father. I know you haven't met in person, but I'm sure you're familiar with each other's Facebook profiles.
Yeah,
yes?
They're probably matching.
Yes.
You guys have the same feet. He's diabetic. So, yeah, it'd be fucking fantastic. I'd definitely give her the fucking pass, dude.
I don't know. I think basketballs should file a complaint against her for giving them a bad name with her fucking face.
You hate women. That's your problem, dude.
Sure.
All right.
I hate woman, not women.
This is my favorite segment in the entire world because we only get to do it with guests, and you're an esteemed guest here, dude.
Gripping inquiries?
Gripping inquiries.
You'd be correct.
What everybody in the world... And by the way, we just reached 1,000 plays.
1,000 listeners.
That means 1,000 people want to know these questions I'm about to ask Phil. They want to know the answers, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And this time, you don't have Mayo to talk over you when you give the answers. Now, you got to fucking... This is some hard shit, so you're going to have to really use your head here.
Are these fresh or the same ones you asked Matt?
Do you think this is our first day?
What kind of fucking charlatan do you take me for? Everybody, these are all catered to each person.
Okay.
See, look here. There's all the past guests. They're all their.
Shockingly, he doesn't take his used paper out of his notebook.
No, you know why? So I don't have repeat questions.
Okay, you just totally bodied my argument.
I did.
Fair.
Didn't I?
Very
Right
fair.
here, gripping inquiries, and it's got your name right after it.
All right.
Your fucking stupid wop last name. Speaking of you being a wop, question number 1: have you ever met Madonna?
No.
Nobody cares. All right. Number 2. But it's true, you haven't met Madonna. But you would like to. Especially, get her to sing Lucky Star. It's
Would you
fun.
fuck Madonna for the story?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
And
Madonna now.
Yes. Yes. Are you fucking kidding me?
It's a no-brainer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're all on the same page.
I would fuck any girl that had one name. I don't care what that name was. If she just goes by one singular name, I don't give a shit. I will give her all my mom's jewelry. Number 2, do you own a Gresham urn?
No.
No? About 6
What is
people.
that?
What's that?
What is that?
What's what?
Aggression urn?
What's a Gresham urn?
What is a Gresham urn?
What's a Gresham urn?
Yep.
About $7 an hour. Thank you. Comedic gold right there, baby.
I knew I was walking into something
Yeah.
there.
I just had to bait you into the actual question there. You're okay. Number 3 here. Your last name is Italian. Gross.
Okay.
It's gross, is right? It's a disgusting name there.
Fuck you,
Now-
you big bastard.
Your last name is Italian for relatives. That's what your name translates to in Italian. Did you know that? Parenti? It means relative.
I didn't know that.
And yeah. That being said, do you like waffle fries?
Nobody cares?
I asked you the question, didn't I?
Sure I do.
All right, it's the correct answer. You do like waffle fries, but you would prefer a curly fry most of the time. All right.
These are the most loaded questions I've answered
What are you
all
talking
day.
about?
Unless we're talking about loaded waffle fries, I don't know what you're
That's
talking
right,
about.
dude. You can leave the scallions off, though. It's a bit much.
Yeah, take it or leave it.
Question number 4. Where do you think Aquaman found orange chainmail?
Under the sea?
I don't think he thought that question through.
It's kind of rust.
But it probably is where he found it. I mean, where else are you going to fucking find orange chainmail? Because you've never seen orange chainmail, have you?
Obviously, the chainmail store.
I've never seen orange chainmail. He's never seen orange chainmail.
I've been to the
But
Renaissance
there's
Fair.
one other thing. None of us have been to the underwater kingdom of Atlantis either. So we don't know.
But Aquaman has.
It does. He has orange chainmail, dude. Question number 5. You ever see Gremlins 2, the new batch?
I have not.
Incorrect. You saw it and you loved it more than the original. What a wrong question, dude. Jesus Christ. Question number 6. Around 12,000 BC, Antarctica briefly had a large portions of its landmass uncovered of ice. Did you know that?
Nope.
Do you believe the women there were A-cup honeys?
That's guaranteed.
Yeah, definitely. It's more like they were Scandinavian.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had to be.
Cold climates. They
Yeah.
don't get big
Yeah.
milkers at all.
They don't get the mommy milkers.
They're built on efficiency.
Exactly. I
They
agree.
can't- Yeah, you know.
You're doing really good at this so far, actually. You actually got all right answers so far. Despite, your obvious setback of being,
WAP. Yeah.
yes, a Dago. Number 7. How stupid is postage?
Pretty dumb.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
It
it's
took
pretty
us that
dumb.
long to figure out the forever stamp? And then the fact that the stickers were invented how many years ago, and then we just now use them for stamps? We were licking the backs of them for that long? Jesus. Fuck postage. Hashtag fuck postage. Number 8. You're doing really well, by the way. Statistically speaking, talking statistics here, this is real thought out shit. Statistically speaking, there is at least one stripper out there named Nintendo. How do you feel about that?
It's got to be the coolest stripper, right?
Incorrect.
No?
Her sister Atari.
Fuck. That was a chicken burger. Fuck. Should have got that.
Number 9. What do you think the body count will be when Rick Moranis extracts his revenge on New York? If you remember, he got violently assaulted last time he was in New York, knocked unconscious. What are his numbers going to be when he finally takes revenge on New York?
Somewhere north of 69.
That's correct. The actual answer is between 60 and 100. Yes. There will be blood running in the streets. Don't fuck with Rick Moranis. He will shrink your kids.
That's a city block easy too.
This is a loaded question. I know that's very uncommon for me. What band do you secretly hope uses the N-word so we can finally be rid of them?
How much time you got?
You have exactly 5 hours.
We'll pass on this one.
Incorrect. Your answer was Jimmy Eat World. That's your first wrong answer. Jesus Christ, dude. Who is at the top of the rotisserie chicken game? Peruvians, Boston Market, or ISIS?
It's got to be ISIS, right?
Incorrect, dude. Peruvians, yucca fries.
What?
I mean, those are good as shit. I figured that's the wrong answer, though.
No.
Dude, you're missing something really important here.
What?
Acme.
What about Acme?
They're way up. They're way above.
Yeah, but they're
Boston
not one
Market.
of the 3 choices I gave.
Should have been.
You want to put Acme above Peruvians?
No, definitely
Then
above
shut
Boston
the
Market.
fuck
though.
up. And quit stepping on my bit, all right, pal? Jesus Christ. Number 12. Would you chug adrenochrome with Moloch at Bohemian Grove?
No.
Incorrect, dude. You would be bottoms up with the Rothschilds and Hillary right away.
What's adrenochrome?
Fair enough, I did fucking fumble my words there. It's like adrenochrome, but said by Asians.
Fuck.
Sorry, that was... Sorry.
Oof.
Sorry, please don't take away our 13th viewer. All right. Better quality of work. Pixar or those cum games on xvideo.com?
Probably the cum games.
Exactly. Though the mom on The Incredibles is fucking dope as hell. The cum games, though, see, they're right. You will not last 5 seconds.
I never have.
Number 14. We're coming to the fucking bottom here. This is the last 2 questions, dude. This is high stakes shit, dude. It's high rollers only.
All right, bring it on.
Number 14. Ever see the dog in the front seat of the car, but you couldn't see the driver, so it was like the dog was driving?
I have.
Isn't that sick?
That's the best.
That is
man.
fucking sick. That's the correct
100%
answer.
correct.
Yeah, dude. You're like, dude, where the fuck is he going? He's like, dude, how'd you get your license, man? Like, how do you reach the pedals, dude? You're a terrier, for Christ's sakes. Oh, that's fucking great. All right. Since you're from New Jersey, even though this is a question we ask everybody that comes on there, you should know this because you're from New Jersey, okay? Finish this E-Town Concrete lyric. You ready for this?
Oh, I'm ready.
Listen, all right? Finish this E-Town Concrete lyric. Jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg, the Batmobile lost its wheel, and...
I don't think I can finish that one.
Oh, no.
Tom, you want to take it out for him?
The Joker did ballet.
Incorrect. The Joker got away.
No, I've heard both. I was debating both of those.
Did you go to Catholic school or something?
No.
Oh, you must have been homeschooled or something.
I've heard both versions, so I know it exists.
So you're not really from New Jersey. That's fucking tragic. Still, your score is 420 points, though.
420, sick.
Yeah, dude.
Very well
that
done.
was gripping inquiries. Thank you, Phil. All right, Tom. You know what time it is, right?
Is it homework time?
It's time for homework. We have this
right.
segment we call homework.
Okay.
Each one, we assign each other. Guests assign stuff. We assign each other stuff every time.
Mm-hmm.
And then we, go over it. The next episode, we discuss what we went through. Now, last week, which will release tomorrow, which I just confused anybody because this won't come out tomorrow.
This doesn't matter
None
to
of this
anybody
matters.
listening.
We had David Janis.
Last week we had Janet. Yeah.
David Janis on there, and he recommended 4 records. 2 to me, 2 to Tom.
Yeah.
But I did all of them because of me. I'm an overachieving dude. So, let's go over Dave's stuff here first.
Yeah.
While we're here. This is Homer. Tom, what do you got for him? What'd you think, bud?
Let's see. He assigned me the first assignment. I think was That Dog.
Mm-hmm.
Retreat from the Sun.
Mm-hmm.
I said I'm definitely getting Juno, like indie movie vibes.
I can see that.
The second song I liked a lot more than the first one. The violins threw me for a loop for a second.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a Delaware band with a short. It was very short-lived by a one Madison Watkins. Did you ever hear her old band, Monchannon?
No.
Monchannon is very reminiscent of this band. It reminds me a lot.
She named their band after that part of Delaware?
Mm-hmm. I guess so. It's not something I'll listen to often, but it's very good. I'd give it a 7 out of 10.
No. I don't have to disagree with you on that one, dude. I gave it a 10 out of 10. It's one of the best of those early 90s DGC records, alt-rock bands. Before
What's
alt-rock,
DGC?
The David Geffen Company. They put out a lot of the old alt-rock before it was a 4-letter curse word. They put out old Sonic Youth shit, stuff like that. I believe the Breeders, or were they Sub Pop? I forget.
They became Sub Pop.
But Sub Pop and DGC were neck and neck for all the good shit that came around that. That dog was one of my favorites.
If it was just called Geffen, I'd be like, oh, Geffen.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I gave it a 10 out of 10 for that one.
So it's going to, yeah. Let's see. Then he assigned me, Abhorrency. The album was Climax of Disgusting Impurities. I gave this a solid 7 out of 10. Because it's way more my speed. And when you said that thing about you typically don't like straight up black metal, but you like blackened versions of things, that rang in my head for this record. It's really well produced black metal and doesn't sound like typical trebly cassette boombox turned up black metal, which I really liked. And I don't often hear vocals in that low growly register that singer's got, but I really liked that one. and I typically, it doesn't stick with me, but I like that record a lot. Solid 7 out of 10.
I thought it was great. I thought it was like a good, just super dirty, like black and death metal record.
Mm-hmm.
One thing it did well was that the songs were long, but didn't feel long.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
There's some bands that, like a band, even though I like them, Incantation.
Dude,
the songs are long, and sometimes, even though the songs are good, you're like,
get to
come
it.
on,
Wrap
man.
it up.
That's what I'm like every time I see them.
Yeah.
I forget how fucking long their songs are.
Yeah, because, a 10-song set by them is like an hour and 15.
Yep.
Yeah.
My favorite release of theirs is a tape, and it's 40 minutes long.
Yeah, exactly. So, I love the Born Sea. Like, I'd never even heard of them before.
Me either.
But my favorite song on there was Cathedral Fornication, and I also gave that shit a 7 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
So
Solid.
it was good.
Now, I don't remember if he assigned me... Oh, no. I think I did all 4 bands, too, because I have notes for all of them.
Okay.
He also assigned... I think he assigned you Raped Teenagers.
Yeah, Rape Teenagers.
I agree with DBJ, and it might be the worst band... One of the worst band names in history.
I don't know, man.
But
Cherry Pop and Daddies?
I would
think about it, that's a fucked up name.
I would definitely see myself skating in the 5-foot half pipe at Newport Skate Park to that album.
Yeah.
It sounds like musically better Descendants if they wore blue and white polo shirts, designer jeans, and wooden shoes. The fact that I don't know what they're saying gives it less staying power for me, so I said it was good, not great. 6 out of 10.
I hated it.
Yeah.
Too poppy, too many fucking walking bass lines. I bet at least 2 of the songs are about farts or soup or something stupid like that. And honestly, the fact
Swedish
that
meatballs?
they don't sing in English is probably the one redeeming quality they have, so I can't make out how fucking stupid the lyrics are. Like, I figured with like that fucking a name like that, and like when they were actually a band, that it was going to be some just real super snotty but super fucking angry and good.
Yeah.
It was just too much like walking bass lines. I was just like, nah. I gave that shit a fucking 2 out of 10 just because the name was somewhat funny. But yeah, it's just
Funny. Let's see.
Like,
and
no, thank you.
nah. It has no staying power. I will never listen to it again.
I only made it 3 songs.
I did like 4.
Oh, brag.
Let's see. What was the last one? Explorator?
I've listened to this band a long time and I don't know how to pronounce it.
Anyway,
Exploiter.
Blind Ellet was the record. Again, not much to say about it. I don't speak the language. About a third of the way through, it sounded like a different singer or a different record altogether. And musically, it's very cool. I'd enjoy watching them, but it just didn't stick.
If you found the same version of this record I did, there's the...
Oh, fuck.
What a fucking shit show.
Hey, it could have been worse.
Are we back?
Yeah, we've been back.
So, Exploitar or whatever, like that record, like I was saying, if you found the version I did, there's one, the actual version is just the Blind Elite record, but then there's another one, it's Blind Elite, and they tacked on another release to the record. So it's like that record plus like one that came like right before it, so it's like a twofer. I guess to fill space. So that's probably why the vocals sound different.
That makes sense.
I legit liked it a lot.
It was way better than the other foreign record.
It sounds pissed off as shit. The singer kind of sounds like Twid, but singing about cooler shit than Satan and all that stuff. Like, it never lets up track to track, and it's like it's just fucking awesome as shit, dude. Like, I liked it a lot. My favorite song on it was National Fantasy, spelled with an I. I don't know why. And I gave that shit a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, close.
I liked it, dude. So other than Rape Teenagers, I think Dave brought some good shit to the table. Now, as far as the shit you gave me the record, which was one in your top records for
Last
2022.
year.
Cannon's Fever Dream. I really, really liked it.
Nice.
It was really fucking good.
It's good.
It sounds like the more subdued Cardigans songs, only with a little more of a shoegaze element to it. Like, not like the real overly poppy Cardigans songs and stuff like that. The more dialed back kind of like the more depressing Cardigan songs, which is weird because they don't have many. It's just the vocals were great. All the production was great. Music was great.
Vocals the best part of the band, I think.
I gave that shit a solid 8 out of 10.
Dope.
I will listen to that more often, and I will try to hunt down other records by them.
They only have one more, just an EP from 2019.
Where are they from?
I think California or some shit.
Okay.
They're American.
Now, I gotta disappoint you on the comedy special that you gave me. Now, it's not... You gave me Paul Mooney, Jesus is Black. Now, I like Paul Mooney. He's funny. The problem was I could not find a copy of the record with good audio.
Really?
Like on YouTube, like I was finding it on YouTube.
That's where I found it. I thought I found a professional copy of it.
Every single version I found, every time an applause happens, it drowns him out.
So it's mixed like shit.
It's
that
mixed
sucks.
horribly. Like it looks fine for like an older special.
I mean, cameras back then were fucking sick.
Yeah, but
the actual
the
camcorders,
audio, it was hard to fucking like the parts I caught were funny, but he kept getting drowned out by his own crowd.
That stinks.
But what I did stumble into by watching that, and you know they have to give the recommendations on YouTube underneath of it.
Yeah.
One of them was an interview he was giving. Was one of those like. It might have been the Breakfast Club radio show or one of those shows or like that dude Sway show or something like that. But he's talking about how he used to be a writer for Richard Pryor.
Yes, he did.
And he was telling them a story about how Richard Pryor banged out Barbara Walters after he did a...
That's sick.
He did like a... What's that?
Rest in power, Barb.
Yeah. She did... Was that 2020 was hers? 2020 was her, yeah. She did...
I think so.
2020. He did an appearance on 2020... And apparently she was just like fucking eyeball fucking him the entire time. And he ends up he ends up cracking her back out, dude.
Really?
And fucking took her down. And then after he talks about Pryor fucked her, he says later like a couple years after, she had Minister Louis Farrakhan on 2020 and was giving him the same eyes as she was giving Richard Pryor. So he says he wouldn't doubt if Barbara Walters tried to fuck Farrakhan too.
It sounds like old Babs had a type.
So yeah,
powerful.
She liked fucking mule dick dudes, dude. So you know what, dude? If you're gonna go for dicks, you might as well go for the bigger ones, dude.
I mean, they were tall
Black
drinks of water
dudes,
too.
Tom Alderson, donkeys. So yeah, I found like a bunch of interviews with Paul Mooney. He was telling like Richard Pryor stories and old comedy stories, and they're fucking great.
They're some of the best stories.
So while I didn't get a good quality version of that special, watching the interviews he would give with other people that's fucking hilarious.
Did you enjoy the jokes that did come through?
I only made it about 30 minutes before I gave up.
Same.
The ones I did hear, yes, I did. They were funny, but most of them I couldn't.
You physically couldn't hear it, so
Yeah, because as soon as like the joke, he would hit the punch, it would just like you know, and it just drowned it out. So I just couldn't fucking follow through on it, dude. But what about what I gave to you?
I was given, because we were short on comedy last week. I got 2 records from you. I'll start with the one I liked less.
Oh, I bet I know which one it is.
I bet you do. And I bet you like it a whole lot.
I do. I like both of them a whole lot, so.
Bloodlet. The Seraphim Fall.
Oh, that's not the one I was expecting.
That's shocking to me. The album cover I was thinking of last week was Entheogen.
All their album covers are pretty terrible.
I mean, it was
Isn't
also...
Entheogen the one that has like an amoeba on it or some shit or some sea creature?
It's like Mortal Kombat looking. I don't know. Just like this one.
It was a different time, man.
My first note. Why the fuck is this album 11 songs, 78 minutes long?
Because it's sick.
First song rules. The opposite of what I need is acoustic intros. Song ended up boring as shit. Third song was cool. I definitely need interludes of people So this is
I know what you're talking about.
driving in a car and talking even less than I need acoustic intros.
With like the out of tune like guitar in the background of it.
And then and then the beat kicks in. I hope I never hear that again in my life.
That song fucking rules.
It's not a song.
The song after it is like it's the same thing.
My next note, Shoot the Pigs made things all better.
It's the same riff in the talking part in the beginning.
I noticed.
Yeah, that song fucking rules.
The interlude, I didn't need it.
Yeah, okay.
I don't
That's
need
fair.
it. Into 7 hours of angel food. Didn't stay good. The song, The Seraphim, should have been 3 songs, so I could skip one of them. Some of the song was fucking cool as shit.
Yeah.
And some of it was really boring. And if I saw this band live and I wasn't familiar with their material, I'd be like dying.
You'd be bored to tears, and that's understandable because when I first started seeing them in the 90s, they'd be put on bills with like high energy hardcore bands, right?
Oh,
like one
man,
of the I remember
bump.
one time they were sandwiched between Hatebreed and 25 to Life.
Fuck,
right?
That's not fair.
So you go from those two high energy bands, you know, and then the middle is just Bloodlet, who I fucking love. Don't get me wrong.
Don't get this as a criticism. Like, too bad. Like, it was musically pretty awesome.
They're fucking great musicians.
But man, they got.
But yeah, but so songs. They would just put on. They were always on the wrong shows when I saw them. Because they were pretty much done when like the whole Hydra Head record shit started up. Mm-hmm. If they were still around and was on shows like those, the early bands like that, like ISIS or something like that, I think they would have been fucking doing great.
Yeah, you can't compete with bands like that.
I mean, they were one of the first couple Victory bands. Bloodlet was, and it's like even compared to all the other peers on Victory, it's like
The record I was thinking of, Entheogen, is a Victory record. I'm pretty sure.
Seraphim Ball was their last one on Victory.
So I gave it a 5.5 out of 10.
Oh, I fucking love that record so much.
But I gave it 2 solid listens to try and develop an opinion.
You fan of Bloodlet there, Phil?
That's the black cover, green writing.
Yes. That's the one.
I own that record. It never really had much staying power with me.
That's the one I was assigned.
That's my favorite one.
The one that looks like it should be Reptiles artwork.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
The one after it is actually I don't care for because they start just throwing in clean singing and shit. Was it 3 Human Nights in the Cypress and shit?
I want that even less than acoustic interludes. I fucking don't need acoustic guitar in hardcore songs.
The song after that was so good.
It is. So my next assignment was Brother's Keeper, Self-Fulfilling Prophecy EP. And I don't worry. I definitely knocked loose ×5 vocals aside. I was actually really able to enjoy it, and I could see why it's kind of repellent to some people.
Yeah.
But his voice, like, I dug it.
I love it
in that setting.
I love it.
It works for what it's in.
Yeah.
Perfectly. When he does the sort of pitch down thing with like a phrase, I'd even say that sounds good. Maybe better than the high register that he kind of lives in.
The records after that, that's the style he went with mainly, was that kind of almost talked,
I believe
spoken type thing in there.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It's a little deedly.
It was the 90s.
Deedle doodly, but not to an offensive degree.
Yeah. Not to the Snapcase degree where it's like, okay.
Deedle hardcore.
Yeah.
That's where that comes from, I think. Still very good and hard. Went great in the gym. Classic 90s drum sound in that it sounds really good. High-pitched snare, but not a piccolo. Yeah. So, just right. Very digestible as an EP. I gave it a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah. Are you a fan of the Brother's Keeper?
Never listened.
You could probably start with this EP and you'd probably be okay with it if you're okay with high-pitched vocals.
Really high-pitched vocals.
But it's very apropos with the music. It's not, like, distracting. As weird as that sounds.
Well, I explained it to him when I assigned both bands to him, is that in the 90s, like, Bloodlet and Brother's Keeper, there's 2 camps, and it was never any different. Either you fucking loved them, thought they were the greatest, or you fucking despised them. There was never middle ground with either of those bands, and that's... So if you were into it, you're like, yo, this is my shit. But if not, you're like, get this the fuck away from me.
Brother's Keeper walked so Knocked Loose could run.
Only thing I find similar with them and Knocked Loose is just the vocal style.
You think that's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're musically they're totally
Musically,
different.
totally different. They have way more groove to them.
Yeah.
Way more like, like the more swingy bass
Yeah,
and
yeah.
drum sounds and shit like that. Yeah, Brothers Keepers the fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like knocked loose the snooze fest
Fucking
musically.
A,
Ugh.
They're I mean, God bless them, but they're just like slow fight
Boring.
riffs.
I mean, like,
You know?
I'll give them fucking
It's
credit
fight
for that they were putting work in.
Oh my God.
Unlike other bands that just play fests and only fests and, somehow still get big. That band was still constantly on tour. Which,
Brothers Keeper is?
No, Knock Loose. So I'm like, that's cool, but musically,
Nah, you can
Not
keep
for
it.
me.
You
Nah.
can keep it.
I can't fuck with anything that's got like 7-string guitar. sound.
Secret Time. It's great that they headline a lot of shows so that I can leave.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
fucking sick how many bands they've brought on tour.
Yeah, what they do and bringing like younger bands on, like once they got big,
They put
Instead of,
bands
like,
on.
instead of dick riding the bands above them, they just reach down and pull the other bands up. I do respect bands who do
It's
that.
kind of cool.
I do
It's
respect bands who do that. But musically,
Yeah.
now I'll
just
see you
doesn't
at
do
the
anything for
food
me.
court. This is just it sounds like new metal to me.
Yeah, it's not. It has no staying power with me
Yeah.
at this point in my life. So, you want to assign each other some homework and
I brought up to Phil. I gave him the gist of home. Do you have any? And what we'll do is if you want to recommend, like I said, you can't use your friends.
Nope.
You can't do your friends' bands or anything like that. Is there one or two records or however many records of shit you've heard recently? Doesn't matter what year it came out or anything like that. That just was like yours. Like, yo, this record, knocked your dick in half. Do you have anything for me and Tom?
I do.
And then we'll talk about it next week.
Sure.
yeah, it doesn't even have to be from it doesn't-
Genre doesn't matter.
How recent doesn't matter.
So we're gonna do new and old.
Is
heard
this for one of us or both of us?
It's just for both. I only got
Okay.
two.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So the record is called Extirpated Mortal Process by a band called Stabbing. They're from Texas.
Ah, Stabbing fucking rules, dude.
I heard that record this year. It knocked my fucking block off.
How
Best
good is that
brutal death
vocalist?
metal I've heard it in a very long time. Like, I feel like brutal death metal bands are all becoming so computerized and overproduced, but they got that dirty, like, unique
Yeah.
leader sound down perfect.
Yeah.
And it was
I mean, you can actually differentiate what the drummer's doing. It's not just
Yeah.
sound like a computer.
I'm
Yeah.
excited to listen to this.
it's banging. And as far as old, this is probably not what you're going to be expecting, but I've been really into a record called Sundown by a band called Rank and File from the 80s.
All right.
Rank and
You're probably going to hate it. I'm calling it now.
not true.
Now I even more can't wait.
What's it called? Sundown?
Sundown, yeah.
What's
You
the
ever-
gist?
You ever seen the movie To Live and Die in LA?
Nah.
Once around the time it came out, and I don't remember much about it.
Well, they're one of their songs in the movie, and I did some digging, like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah, it happens to
And
me a lot.
Yeah.
Slash Records put it out in like 1981, and they kind of just
shit.
faded away. But yeah,
I've heard the name.
Like, what type
referenced
of
before.
music is it?
it's kind of country, but it's a punk band playing it. You ever heard the term cowpunk before, like the Meat Puppets?
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine what they were doing, except decent musicians and a little more country.
Okay.
Fuck, I'll check that shit out.
I loved it.
I'm not scared yet.
I
Check
love.
this out.
I used to love that. Movie soundtracks used to be.
Yes.
So cool.
It was a gateway, like video games.
It's like when you first got in, when I first got into like hardcore punk and shit like that, you found out about new bands two ways: going to shows and seeing them, and compilation records.
Oh.
Before I got into hardcore and stuff like that, the way I found out about new bands was movie soundtracks. Like, you found some of the best shit from just movie soundtracks.
Video games.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, video games I never really, but I remember I was old when it came out. One of the Tony Hawk's came out.
Dude, it's
And it
shaped,
had, like-
shaped who I am.
And it had Unsane on it. I was like,
Yep.
yo, Unsane's on a video game soundtrack? Fuck yeah, dude.
That's the first time I heard Unsane.
Is it?
Same.
Yep.
Yeah.
I went and bought that
He
record
doesn't
because of
like
that.
Unsane.
I didn't say I didn't
I
like
gave
it.
it to him. He didn't like it, dude.
I didn't give it a number rating, but it was okay.
That's Committed, right?
I don't
think
remember
it-
what song
I think
it was.
that's the one it was.
It was definitely one off of Scattered, Smothered, Covered, and whatever.
That's where I recognized it from, I
Yeah.
think. I think that was on.
No, it was off Occupational Hazard. It was Committed for sure.
Okay.
Okay.
I remember I bought that CD right after, and I love that band.
Yeah, I fucking love that band too. The first time I saw them was 120 Minutes on MTV. I don't know if you remember that show.
Nah, before my time.
Well, there used to be 2 shows that were on late night MTV. You had Headbangers Ball.
I did have that.
And then you had 120 Minutes, which was college people music. You know, like, and then what the hell? They turned it into Alternative Nation is what they renamed it when grunge hit.
Okay.
They kind of renamed it.
That's right before.
But I used to always love the bands that you would see on both Headbangers Ball and 120 Minutes. That's how I found Helmet.
That's awesome.
From that. There was the video for In the Meantime, and I was just like, meh. But yeah, movie soundtracks used to be the shit.
That's the thing, like, I'm a big movie nerd, and especially when it comes to 80s action.
Yeah.
So, like, those movies are always tickle my fancy when it comes to, like, weird music from the 80s and 70s. So, I'll be, like, watching a scene, and I'll hear something in the background, and be like, what song is this? And then
Yeah,
go
that's
check
one
it
of the
out.
greatest things about IMDb.com. Is like, you can just look out, like, all the songs, and you just figure out which one it was, yeah. I think the last time I did it, I was watching this really shitty movie. I don't remember what the fuck it was called, do I? It had Tobey Maguire in it, and it was in black and white.
Pleasantville.
Yes. And it had someone covering a Beatles song.
Ugh.
I know, but the cover was fucking sick. And I was like,
All right.
I recognize his voice. It was a female singer. I was like, who the fuck is I know this? And I went and looked it up on IMDb. It ended up being Fiona Apple.
Go figure.
And I always, like, pawned her off. I was like, it's fucking dork shit. I'm not listening to that.
Fucking Lilith Fair shit.
And then, after I heard that cover, I fell into the rabbit hole of Fiona Apple, and now I fucking love Fiona Apple.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, fucking movie soundtracks used to be the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's not even get started on shit like the Judgment Night soundtrack,
I love that soundtrack.
the fucking Crow soundtrack.
Yeah. You know that the song that The Cure did for that soundtrack, they don't remember writing because they were so high on meth.
It's fucking sweet.
They have no recollection of creating that song or recording it.
One of my favorite movie soundtracks.
It's probably
was
the best
Johnny
Cure song.
Mnemonic soundtrack.
I love that
a good
fucking
one.
soundtrack and movie.
The best Rollins Band songs on there.
Yep.
One of the best Helmet songs is on there.
Yep.
And because remember, movie soundtracks used to have exclusive tracks
Yes,
too.
they did.
That shit. I remember. This is my fucking nerd out love of Helmet. There was a movie out. It was with Keanu Reeves and Vincent D'Onofrio called Feeling Minnesota. It was kind of like a art house type movie, but it has the best Helmet song on the soundtrack. It's my favorite Helmet song of all time. And I didn't know anything about it until I was watching the movie, just because I would watch anything that I came across. And I was like, that's Helmet. I don't know that fucking song. And I ended up having to go to like multiple FYEs to find the soundtrack. And finally found it. I was like, nothing else on it's good. Sometimes the fucking soundtrack's better than the goddamn movie.
I'm looking California.
I mean, look at fucking The Crow. I mean,
feeling
sorry, that
Minnesota.
movie does not hold up.
It's not great.
The Crow 2 was never good, but that soundtrack has some good shit on it.
I don't acknowledge The Crow 2.
It's some good songs on the soundtrack, though, man.
Okay.
Judgment Night was not a good movie.
I disagree. I think that movie's awesome.
Oh, take out Dennis Leary. Is the movie good?
Dennis Leary was great in the movie, and I think everyone else was too.
I think, yeah, but
It was it was a fun action movie.
Cuba Gooding was a little bitch in that fucking movie.
Speaking of Helmet on soundtracks, where the rest of the soundtrack kind of honked, you ever heard them in the Jerky Boys, Symptom of the Universe?
Yeah, the Symptom of the Universe cover.
Awesome cover.
Also, the one House of Pain song I like was on the Jerky Boys soundtrack. And what? There's some else. Oh, there's a really good Superchunk song on the Jerky Boys soundtrack. And I'm sorry, that movie's also awesome. Helmet's even in the movie.
That is a
Now
sweet
here's
movie.
a really unpopular take. Speaking of Helmet and my love of the band, on the Judgment Night soundtrack, their song was one of the weakest ones on there. My reasoning is this: if you listen to, did you ever know about the Judgment Night soundtrack?
I don't even know the movie.
It was a forgettable action movie that came out like mid 90s.
93 or 94
Yeah.
with a rap rock mashup soundtrack.
Yeah, they would take like popular like rappers of the day and mash them up with like a rock band from the day from around there.
So the
Like,
songs were straight up mashups.
yes, and like one of them was Ice-T and Slayer, and
Biohazard and Onyx.
Biohazard and Onyx. And the thing is, like, all of the bands on it, you could tell, like, got together in a room or at least traded tapes back and forth of what they were going to do with the songs. Like, all right, this is the song we're going to play, and then you can rap over this, or, you know, vice versa. They actually collaborated. The Helmet, they teamed up with House of Pain on their song. It was the song Just Another Victim. It just sounds like a Helmet song, and then it stops and becomes a House of Pain song.
It really does.
It just sounds like two songs taped together. Whereas all the other songs on the soundtrack
Or like
where the band's put in work.
Yeah.
I think the best song on that fucking soundtrack is Faith No More and the Booyah Tribe.
That's a great song.
Such a good fucking song. Dude.
Okay.
Oh, you gotta listen to write that down for you. You gotta listen to the Judgment Night soundtrack.
I'll
you
do
probably
it as,
haven't heard of half the bands because they were.
I'll do it as extra credit.
Dude, but it's fucking.
That's a fun listen.
Oh, dude, the Onyx Biohazard song's great.
They worked well together. It made sense though.
They also
really
lived in the same neighborhood, so it kind of helps.
Is it Night with an N or a K?
N.
Okay. All right.
If you feel like watching a movie, go for it. But
we'll see. I feel charitable.
But yeah, it's got some great shit on there. What is it? Sir Mix-a-Lot and Mudhoney on there.
Huh.
Dinosaur Jr. and Del the Funky Homo Sapien.
Nice.
What was it? Sonic Youth and Cypress Hill.
Yeah,
That
shit,
song
I forgot
was
about that
dope
one.
as shit too. That song was good. There's a lot of cool stuff on, and the fucking Ice-T Slayer song is just 3 exploited songs. They covered 3 exploited songs and just mushed them all together like back to back to back. So it's pretty fucking gnarly.
It's like an exploited highlight reel.
Yeah, played by Slayer and Ice-T.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
That's cool. Okay. I'm in for that. I'll
So-
do it as extra credit.
We'll get into that. Do you have anything? Well, obviously, you want to plug your new record. You gonna plug it?
I thought we already plugged it. I thought it's
Wow.
considered plugged.
I heard you have a show coming up this weekend.
Yeah, next Friday, South Jersey, in a town called Elmer with
This
Sunburster. No,
Exactly.
next weekend.
This weekend.
This will come
This
out next
episode
week.
will come out next week.
What's the date? What's the date of the show?
Yeah, you're right.
Is it
January 20th. So
January 20th.
This Friday,
weekend.
January 20th, in Elmer, New Jersey. Our show with friends, former guests of the show, Sunburster.
Yeah.
In Elmer,
Yeah.
New Jersey. Where the fuck is Elmer, New Jersey?
the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
All right. The address is It's at Grange 29, 535 Daretown Road, Elmer, New Jersey. Paralysis, Morbid Cross, Sunburster, and who?
Paralysis.
Paralysis. That's how you say that.
It's paralysis.
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 And you give me shit for fucking up adrenochrome?
Paralysis.
Jesus Christ, paralysis.
Anybody seen my wife?
Hey.
I need to go to Greenville to go home.
So, since I told you in the homework studio you can't hype up any of your friends' bands, but is there any of your friends' bands you want to hype up?
My favorite band by someone record by someone I know this year is probably Terror Cell's record.
Yes.
It's really
Well,
fucking good.
It was on his top 3.
It was the one right under yours on the
Exactly.
fucking
That
top
was
3.
really good.
It's
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
At Terror Cell Noise.
Yeah, they watched the show too. Shout out to my boy Atreyu and Joey.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Well done.
And check out they have a death metal, Atreyu has a death metal band called Crucial Rip. So you check them out as well.
Yeah, Crucial Rip's sick as well.
Yeah.
Now, what do you got for me homework-wise?
Oh, that's right. Well, there's enough, comedy-wise, I've hit a dry spell.
Dang, that's sad.
But according to what's coming out, we got a lot of shit coming out.
In
Soon.
fact, yep, yes we do.
So I got 2 records for you. The first one is a short one. It's actually a demo. It's by a band called Caustic Wound.
I know the name.
That band rips, dude.
Right?
They pop up on my daily mixes.
And it's a demo tape. It's called Grinding Terror.
Is that the white one?
Yes, we have 2 that are white. So
Okay, one of them I've listened to.
and the other
a
one's
lot.
called Death Posture.
That
But-
full length is insane.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I like the tape so much. Like, I fucking love that tape.
If it's what I think it is, I might be familiar with it. I'm gonna listen to it.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just fucking balls heavy and super fast and just good. Mm-hmm. The other record it has a little on the softer side, but still a bit noisy. It's by a band called Helms Alee. HELMS ALEE. It's a nautical term, and the album is called Weatherhead.
All right.
This is a Seattle band. It's just more like noisy, like heavy rock shit. But
Sounds
it's also
cool.
got a lot of softer stuff to it too. dual vocals, male, female stuff. It's just really good stuff.
Is Helms Alee 1 or 2
It's
words?
2 words. Helms and Alee. It's some fucking
Whatever.
boat shit.
Swashbuckle.
Yeah. Swashbuckle.
Yo ho, indeed.
What do you got for moi?
So, let's see, where did he go? Your music assignment. This goes for both of you if you haven't heard of this. It's a death metal record by a band called Superstition. The album is it's the only full length they have. It's The Anatomy of Unholy Transformation.
I love death metal bands because they have really short album titles.
So when I saw Tomb Mold at Kung Fu Necktie,
I'm sorry, Anatomy of Unholy
Transformation. When I saw Tomb Mold, this band was on that tour with them, and they blew my fucking head apart. And I've been a fan.
Literally?
I've been a fan ever since.
How'd you get it back together? They're looking so good.
Scanner style, yeah.
Yeah, sweet. I will definitely check that shit out.
Record rules. And then your comedy assignment, you use a Roku, right?
I do.
Your comedy assignment is my favorite comedy release I've seen in a movie. I've seen in a long
it's a movie
time.
Oh, we're breaking out of tradition. We're going for a movie.
It's fucking.
If it's not Head of State, I'm fighting you.
It's the Weird Al movie.
UHF?
No. His biopic.
I really like that.
Did you see it?
Yeah,
Does it have a title or?
I think it's just called Weird Al. Fuck.
Wait, is it just called Weird?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's called the Weird Al something.
Yeah, it's Weird, the Al Yankovic
That's
story.
the one.
Real creative on the title.
Not as cool as UHF, one of my favorites.
Fucking
but
fantastic.
UHF's amazing, but it's awesome.
It's the funniest movie I've seen in a long fucking time.
What's it streaming on?
Roku.
The Roku channel?
Yes. Free on the Roku channel.
Okay. Sick. All right. You ever see UHF?
Not in a long time.
Oh, dude.
Gotta revisit it.
Not only are turtles nature's slowest animal, they're also nature's suction cup. Pop! Such a good
I
fucking...
had a few different people ask me why I put the location on my last Instagram post as Spatula City.
Fuck
There it is.
yes! Fuck yes.
Well done.
Oh, God. A pre-N-word Michael Richards as Stanley
Spadowski.
That's my mop. I brought it from home. Like, fuck.
What a ridiculous movie. I could watch it over and over and over again.
There's definitely some parts in it that you couldn't get away with.
Making Poodles Fly.
Making Poodles Fly and the mystery box thing. The whole Asian
Or
stereotype.
the Wheel of Fish, yeah. You probably couldn't do that today.
Well, if you're a fan of Weird Al, you
I
should
am.
be a fan of that
He's
movie.
a fucking fantastic human being.
If you get Weird Al, you'll get that movie.
You just got to get it, man. You just got to wrap your head
Yes,
around
right, dude.
Al and what he does, bro.
Yeah, Grateful
So,
Dead.
Phil, thank you for coming down, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Everybody, ground habitual self-abuse on Hibernation Records.
Hibernation release,
Hibernation Records there. You know, it's one of the best records I heard last year. Only got beat out by Napalm Death, and that's saying something, dude. And you'll probably end up playing with Napalm Death before I do, too, you fucking sock
yeah.
cucker.
I fucking wish.
I give it a year. I bet you will.
Yeah, of course you will. So, everybody, go check out that record, and we will see you next week. Tom, hit that fucking intro music.